defense tonight. He's been outstanding this season, and he's one of the leaders up front for Grimsley.
All right, the Whirlies 14-0. The Comets come in the 3 seed in the East, 12-2. Let's talk keys to the game. Ingles, food for thought. Low prices, love the savings.
For Clayton, it's time for the stars to shine. They've got outstanding players. They need them to be at their best, and it's slowing down Faison. The defense, that's the challenge. They've got to find a way to get him off rhythm. For the Whirlies, stay ahead of the chains, be consistent. Coach Daryl Brown has an offense that has excelled throughout the year because they have positive plays on first down and then limit the explosives. They cannot allow Smalls to get running to the outside. They want to keep him inside the tackle box.
A lot of big names you'll see coming up the next several years on Saturdays and even down the road on Sundays. Third member of our broadcast crew, it's going to be more of the storylines down in the field, Madison Little.
Thanks, guys. Grimsley, they have an opportunity to go back-to-back after winning the 4A state championship here in Kenan Stadium last season, and head coach Daryl Brown says that's going to be an advantage for his team. He said a lot of these guys have been here. They know what it takes, and that leadership is going to be huge. In the Clayton comments, well, they've acknowledged the task they have at hand. Head coach Scott Chadwick called Grimsley the standard of high school football in North Carolina, and I asked him what the mindset was going into a game against a team like the Whirlies, and he said, well, we ended a team 61 game win streak with our win against Cleveland. We took down a powerhouse in Cardinal Gibbons at Cardinal Gibbons to get here. What's one more? We'll be right back here for the NCHSAA 7A football state championship when we come back right after this.
Storms can come up fast, and your roof is your home's first line of defense. Tip Top Roofing is fully licensed, insured, and trusted by homeowners, HOAs, and real estate professionals. From the smallest repairs to the largest residential replacements, we handle it all, including gutters and siding. As a CertainTeed Select Shingle Master, we offer up to 25 years of workmanship coverage and a lifetime materials warranty. Ask about our senior and veteran discounts and schedule your free inspection today at tiptoproofing.net.
I am so
Why can no one help you?
Waiting is the worst.
Healthcare is broken.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, we get it.
Really?
Really. That's why we're making healthcare better for all. Starting with you. Yes, you, Daryl. We're making plans easier to navigate by putting your benefits, prescriptions, and details all in one place. Convinced?
No, but it's a start.
We'll take it. Blue Cross North Carolina. Making healthcare better for all. Starting with you.
Tonight's colors are being presented by the ROTC from Laney High School under the direction of Master Sergeant Brucey and Colonel E. Russo. Cadets, you're ready?
And you are looking live inside Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It is the 7A state championship. The Clayton Comets, they haven't been here since the late 80s, and the Grimsley Whirlies, who were the 4A champs just a year ago. Patrick Keenan, Jason Halter, Madison Little is down in the field, and let's now go to midfield for our national anthem. These fans have been waiting in mid-30 degree temperatures over the last couple of hours to get inside Kenan Stadium. And now the time is here. The Grimsley Whirlies and the Clayton Comets, two of the oldest high schools in the state of North Carolina. Grimsley, you can trace all the way back to 1899, and Clayton High School founded in 1901. And Jay, let's talk about the journey first off for the Clayton Comets. They ended Cleveland's 61-game regular season winning streak earlier. They knocked off the top seed Cardinal Gibbons last week on the road, and they're back for the first time in 36 years playing for a state title.
And Scott Chadwick has been fantastic coming into this Clayton program and building it up to the highest of levels. And they play in one of the best conferences in the state, in the Greater Neuse River. So they were challenged all season long, and they wanted that schedule that he built to propel them to a strong playoff run, and it's worked. And his team playing with a lot of confidence coming off of last week's regional final victory.
And now for the Grimsley Whirlies, there's a look at Daryl Brown, his 10th year at Grimsley. They knocked off Rollsville last year 35-23 to win the 4A title, and now the NCHSAA has expanded to 8 different classifications. They play here in the next to the largest classification across the state. Faison Brannon signed his commitment letter to the Tennessee Volunteers a week ago. He'll be enrolling in a couple of weeks in Knoxville, going to play for the Volunteers. He has been a focal point of high school football in the state, on and off the field, for a lot of good reasons, and now he's playing his final high school game here. He has a bright future collegially and beyond, yes?
Yes, one of the best quarterbacks this state's ever had, and he's coming back from injury earlier on in this season, and just a stellar career that he's had. And every opponent they faced has tried to slow him down, have tried to knock Grimsley off of that top spot. Another undefeated season to this point, and trying to repeat. That's such a challenge when everybody's got a target on you, and it hasn't slowed down the Whirlies at all.
And Clayton, again, they had to get past Cardinal Gibbons, which has been a perennial state contender and champion. Grimsley, for the third time in 4 years, had to get past Weddington. They knocked him off last week, 13-7. Third time in the last 4 years that they took down Weddington. The only year they didn't, Weddington won the state title. So we know about the high quality teams coming out of the West between Weddington and Grimsley. And there's a look at Faison Brannon, number 11, walking out to midfield for the coin toss. Let's talk now about, we already talked about the keys to the game, but how do you see this game materializing in the first 8 to 12 minutes?
Well, I think it's going to be important for Clayton to get off to a good start. This is their first opportunity to play in this atmosphere here in recent history. And for Grimsley, they were here last year playing in the same stadium. And I think Clayton wants to gain some momentum. And as you see the captains out on the field right now, there's a lot of energy down on field level. We were there pregame, and great support here tonight from both fan bases making the trip here to Kenan Stadium.
All right, let's try and listen in here on the coin toss ahead of the 7A title game. And an early mic malfunction. Dr. David King is our referee tonight in the white hat there. Now, we've seen Clayton play a lot in the regular season the last few years. They've always had high-quality teams, but you mentioned such a rigorous conference, and getting through the East has not been easy. But when you're taking on Gibbons and you're taking on Cleveland and the other teams, especially here in the Raleigh market, you can have a really good team and get knocked out in the second round.
And Scott Chadwick has prepared this team to play at the highest of levels, and a veteran coach that's had success everywhere he's been. And he's ready for the moment with this team that he's brought forth here to Chapel Hill. And you look at what he's been able to do.
And will defer. Grimsley will receive at the lateral back end of the field.
Grimsley will receive the opening kickoff, and they will shake hands, and we will be ready for the final state championship game this year in this stadium. 4 more state championships tomorrow in Durham and out at Lenore Ride across the state. Big crowds. Clayton, after they knocked off Cardinal Gibbons last week, had a police escort back from Raleigh to Clayton to celebrate. And most of Clayton, North Carolina is here. 4,000 plus tickets have been sold. And we all know about the backing of the Whirlies program out of Greensboro, North Carolina, the top seed in the West. Just one tight contest in the playoffs, came to the regional final. They ran out to a 13-0 lead on Weddington, held on for a 13-7 win last week. Well, there's Faison Brandon. What makes him NFL caliber when we've seen a number of high-quality quarterbacks in the state? What separates him from all the rest we've seen the last 5 or 10 years?
It's his ability to sit in the pocket and be comfortable throwing the football down the field and reading coverage. And when you see many quarterbacks at the college level, their strength is with their legs, or they're not comfortable throwing the ball, reading a defense. When you watch him, he looks like he's a surgeon throwing the ball. He looks like he's Tom Brady back there as far as picking apart coverages and throwing the ball and finding the open wide receiver. He's a leader. He does it all. He has all the size, the speed to get out of the pocket. But he's one of those guys that's a special talent. In Knoxville, Tennessee next year for the Volunteers, I think he's got an opportunity to start as a true freshman.
All right, well, here we go. 7A state title game, the Original Grills kickoff. Elevate your grill game at Original Grills. Return by Grimsley and out across the 35-yard line. That's where the drive will begin. Hudson Cooper on the return. And here is the senior outgoing quarterback, the superstar for the Whirlies, Faison Brandon. He's only thrown for about 970 yards this year, but he missed a chunk of time with an injury. Just returned a couple of weeks ago. The consensus #1 quarterback in the country even last year, signed with the Volunteers officially last week. So Brandon out of the gun, first offensive play, and away we go. And a little missed handoff there, and now Brandon will have to improvise, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Perhaps a slick football, a little miscommunication, and the Clayton defense comes through on first down. Affordable dentures and implants, starting lineups. Here's the Grimsley offense, Jake.
Yeah, the skill position, Shoemake, Battle, Cato, Cooper, and Howerton, who's going to Rutgers. And up front, Milton, Sammons, Johnson, Miller, and Kashubara headed to Appalachian State. This is a roster filled with college players.
Loss of a yard on the first play from scrimmage. Penalty marker is down. Darting to the right side, Micah Williams. And he gets stuffed down by this Clayton defense. Akadron Krumel up from his cornerback spot to take care of it as we get a penalty on the second play of the game. Clayton's defense already fired up.
Keyshawn Stansel shot the gap. We'll see what the result is of this penalty, but good start from that defensive line.
You highlighted number 8 in the pregame. Stansel right there, left side of your screen. What separates him?
Watch him tonight. His first step quickness, as this is going to go against the Whirlies.
Illegal formation on the offense.
It will go against Grimsley, but it will be declined. It will be third down. Let's get to the defensive starters for Clayton, presented by Affordable Dentures and Implants.
Ham, Williams, Blackwell, and Stansel have all been solid up front. Schmidt, Bucklad, Crummel, Burt, Lovelace, Davis, Walker, and Smith. That back seven is very athletic group, and they do a really nice job of creating turnovers against their opponents.
Crummel, number 13, he is a lockdown corner, almost never targeted because he's that good. 3rd and 11 for the Whirlies, first possession of the game. Now we'll get an idea about Brandon's arm. He rolls left, there's some pressure, tries to escape, still backpedaling, down he goes! Combo sack, Blackwell and Stansel. And the Clayton Comets defense makes an early 90-second statement in the 7A title game.
Watch Keyshawn Stansel, number 8, just winning up front, getting in the backfield. And that allows Williams to come over and make the play. The defensive line off to an excellent start for the Comets, winning up front.
So a 3 and out. Stansel spotlighted with good cause. Bouncing snap gets through to the punter, and it's sent away, but it's a weak punt, but does take a whirly bounce into Clayton territory. Rolls down to the 45, but the Clayton sideline is already on fire, Jay. Love what they saw the first couple of minutes from their defense.
Well, the Whirlies spend so much time on their special teams unit, one of the best in the state as far as that third phase of the game. And right now it's going to set up good field position for Aiden Smalls in this offense coming out on the field for their first drive.
Smalls in the regional final accounted for all 5 Clayton touchdowns, 4 on the ground. He ran for 183 yards, threw for 178 and 1 score. He's heading to NC State next year. And a first down run out to midfield. Noah Smith on the carry. Let's get to the offensive starters for Clayton, presented by Affordable Dentures and Implants.
You have Smalls and Smith in the backfield in the running game. They've been good all year long. Ferguson, Campbell, Ruffin, Fiore, wide receivers and tight ends, and Robinson, Lopez, Mendoza, Barth, Flores, and Kapazi up front. The challenge for them will be, can they have a consistent running game and have that balance here tonight?
Top target for Aiden Smalls has been Parker Ferguson, number 17. Second down. This is Smalls. Quick sprint left side. Gets close to the marker into Whirly's territory. And now the defense for the Whirlies.
Rogers, one of the best juniors in the state, along with Crawford, Wardlaw, and Bostic, Searles, Milner, and Barnes. Really physical front seven. Carter, Harris, Dupree, Jan, and Davis on that back end. They've got to come up and run support to slow down this running game tonight.
Affordable Dentures and Implants. Use your 2025 dental benefits now to get the smile you deserve. AffordableDentures.com for the practice near you. It is a first down. Now a toss, and it's complete by Aiden Smalls toward the right sideline. TJ Campbell, with 26 catches in the regular season, hauls in the first one from Smalls.
This is one of the strengths of Smalls' game, is those broken plays and creating something. They're getting out of the pocket and keeping his eyes up to find TJ Campbell on the outside.
Gain of 6. Now some personnel issues for Clayton. There's a look at Campbell. A lot of experience in the wideout crew for the Clayton Comets. 2nd and 3. Smalls sprinting ahead. First down and more. Down to the 25. Boy, he is big, he is strong, and tough to bring down.
Yeah, he runs so physical outside of the tackles here. Zone read and just holds on to the lap of the ball, pulls it back inside as Grimsley brings pressure from the other side. Their defensive coordinator, Joe Rigsby, trying to load the box to slow down the run game, and the Comets run to the opposite side to get away from that pressure.
Tip Top Roofing first down. Tip Top Roofing, faith, family, football, roofing. First down, Comets marching at the 27-yard line. Noah Smith juking a bit off the left side, and he'll get to about the 25, pickup of 2.
I think the #1 focus area for the Whirlies on defense is slowing down the zone read. That's one of the bread and butter plays for this Clayton offense, with Smalls and Noah Smith excelling in that area. There's Darryl Brown on the sideline. This defensive group has been stellar all year.
Comets trying to make an early statement. Oh, poor snap, just rolled through the grass precariously. Aiden Smalls dives on it. Either slipped out of the hand of the center. No, he kind of did. It's right off the fingertips. Break for the Comets. 35 degrees as we get going. There's no wind, but slick footballs as we've seen here the last couple of days.
3rd and long. This offensive line has to expect pressure coming up front, only showing 4 rushers.
They rush 3. Smalls dancing around, throws on the run, flag down. The pass incomplete at the 10-yard line. Once again looking for Campbell, but a penalty marker came at that area where the pass was coming. We'll see if this is maybe a defensive hold. Dr. King, our referee for the 7A title game.
Pass interference. Foul by the defense. First down.
And it's defensive pass interference on the defending champs. Mark the football down to the 14-yard line, so a fresh set of downs. And the Comets are inside the red zone.
Here as Smalls goes to the outside. This is just one-on-one matchup, and you see it shove that left arm getting to the shoulder of Campbell. That's where the penalty was thrown. They saw that shoulder get pulled back.
So Patrick Carter, first down run. Not a lot here. Terrace Hobbs. Hobbs maybe one. So the Comets inside the Air Experts Heating and Cooling red zone. Schedule your tune-up today, airexperts.com.
Scott Chadwick calling in the plays. He runs the offense for the Comets. The challenge is trying to keep this defense off balance. Instead of plays to the perimeter, attacking down the middle of the field in between the safeties of this cover 2 defense.
Noah Smith in the backfield. Smalls calls his number, sprinting ahead inside the 5, driving, spinning, and scoring for the Comets. A resolute touchdown run by Aiden Smalls, and what a start for the Clayton Comets.
There's a certain intensity that he brings to a ball game. Watch him here. He gets hit, and he's refusing to go down, just bringing the defender with him, driving his feet, and this is an excellent start for Clayton. First drive, they get a touchdown, and they really do the job on the ground up front with their offensive line leading the way.
13-yard touchdown run by Smalls. 25th for Smalls on the ground this year. Extra point pounded through. And an absolutely sterling beginning to this 7A title game for the Clayton Comets. They force a 3-and-out from the defending champs, take a short field, and power it home for a touchdown lead.
At Wells Fargo, we believe that doing can make a difference. That's why we've donated over $2 billion to strengthen local communities over the last 5 years. From over $745 million to help address housing access and affordability, to roughly $420 million to help small business owners through nonprofits, to over $55 million to support scholarships and programming for students. Because doing gets it done.
There's a look at Aiden Smalls heading to NC State next year. Bundled up on a mid-30-degree evening in Chapel Hill. Again, that right index finger taped up after a 13-yard touchdown run. Perfect start for the Comets defensively, special teams, and on offense.
Scott Chadwick down on the sideline has to be pleased with the effort and intensity that his team has shown here. And that defense coming out here for the second drive. I was impressed with the get-off from the front 4 and what Keyshawn Steensel was able to do.
And a short kick by the Comets, returnable. Oh, dangerous moment here. Kyan Battle for the Whirlies takes it into Clayton territory and lets him know about it. Kind of playing angles and pooch kicks, but it did not pay dividends. Battle looked inside and followed the blockers wide, and a big return sprung for the Whirlies.
And setting up his offense with really good field position here on the second drive, and one of the senior leaders of this team, Battle, does it on special teams and also out wide for his offense.
He's the top target, 45 receptions this year. This drive begins in Clayton territory at the 45-yard line. Brandon, hard slant across the middle, connects with Caden Cato, and Cato pushing his way down, forging to the 20. 25, quick and easy, fluid yards for the Whirlies.
Cato is so slick here on this route. It was a slant. He looks towards the outside, comes back inside, and it makes a man miss for a big gain.
One play right into the Clayton red zone, presented by Air Experts Heating and Cooling. Schedule your tune-up today, airexperts.com. Micah Williams ran for over 500 yards. He will get the call on first down, being pulled back by the Comets. They will give him forward progress for a couple of yards.
And the challenge for this offensive line is, can we establish the ground game and get to the second level going against this front seven? And right here, the win is for the Comets. There's nowhere to go. Good job filling things up and multiple hats coming over to make the play.
Faison Brandon surveys the defense. 4 down linemen for the Comets. Brandon fakes a pitch. Flag is down, throws off his back foot, looking for DJ Howerton. Incomplete inside the 5. But an early flag came in as that play was developing for Brandon.
There's a flag on the play.
The Comets doing well to get early pressure on Faison Brandon. They cannot allow him to have a clean pocket in 5 or 6 seconds to survey the field. He's too good with his vision. And this will go against Grimsley.
Foul by the offense. Replay, second down.
Second early penalty against Grimsley.
You can't let him be comfortable because he will hurt you, and try to get him out of the pocket, off his spot. Second and long coming up, but him and Howerton have a connection. This talented tight end who he's looking for on the last play.
So back at the 23-yard line. Second and 13 for the Whirlies. Brandon fakes, looks right, lofts it to the end zone, and unable to make the over-the-shoulder catch is Hudson Cooper. Boy, that's a tight ball that Brandon throws. Just missed his target by about a yard.
And with his arm strength and his accuracy, he can make these difficult throws, and the coverage is there. He's looking to go over the top. Ball just sails a little bit too far as the Comets were covering up Cooper underneath.
Now the 3rd down from the 23-yard line. Need to reach the 10 for the Whirlies, and we're going to get a timeout call. So the Clayton Comets ahead of a big defensive play on 3rd and 13. Call timeout. Comets with the early strike, up 7-0 on the defending champs.
Belief isn't just a feeling, it's a force. A force that turns underdogs into champions, struggle into strength, and concepts into companies. A Legacy and Wake Forest University are proud to partner because we share a truth that belief in people yields the highest returns. Together, we're investing in every dream, every goal, every tomorrow. This is our home. Let's believe.
Back to Chapel Hill. 5 minutes, 13 seconds left in the opening quarter of the 7A State Football Championship. Clayton, which has not played for a title since 1989 when they shut out Monroe, taking on the defending 4A champion Grimsley Whirlies. But no intimidation, no wilting early by the Comets. A 3-and-out, a score offensively, and now they're forcing the Whirlies to a 3rd and 13 from the 23-yard line. Faison Brandon looks over the Clayton defense. They rush 3. They're on the ground on 3rd and 13. Tripped up and dropped. Only a couple of yard pickup on the defensive stop. Jordan Ham got an arm around the ankle, and it's 4th down.
Ham over on the edge here just gets off the block, makes a miss, and then excellent job going towards the feet to force the 4th down. Grimsley's offense will stay out on the field.
Well, if you're running on 3rd and 13, you're keeping Faison Brandon and your offense on the field no matter what happens. 4th down, they need 10. Brandon runs right with time. What is he going to do now? He's in trouble. Brandon goes down. And the Clayton Comets have sunk the Whirly offense 2 straight possessions and get the football back.
And the coverage was there as Brandon was rolling out. He kept his eyes down the field, trying to give his wide receivers a chance. Here as he's flowing over, nothing is there, and then decides, I've got to take off and try to create, and then the speed of Keyshawn Stansel from the backside is too much. This defense is playing fast, Patrick, and they are running in packs.
But again, when you're talking about Faison Brandon, we're nitpicking here, but he's a better quarterback in the pocket looking downfield, not like that kind of dual threat quarterbacks that we see a lot of now across high school football and college football for that matter. Comets take over at their own 16-yard line, still up by a touchdown. And Aiden Smalls pulls it out of there, finds some room up the left side. Smalls sprints it ahead, big play out to the 35.
The Grimsley defense cannot allow Smalls to get to the outside. You've got to keep him inside and set the edge. And here he holds on to that ball, then cuts it back, and there's no help defender on the backside, and easily gets a first down.
I mean, we're seeing the contrast in quarterback styles on just those last 2 plays, right?
It's a different style. Both are successful, but with Smalls, it's more on the ground, mixing things up with his legs, and with Brandon, it's more in the pocket and using his arm to attack you down the field.
At the 35 option, pitch to the right side, and Noah Smith will pick up about 4. Drew Searles from his linebacker position with the tackle.
And Clayton's offense is at its best when their ground game is going, but it's not just Smalls. And Noah Smith needs to have a big game tonight. He's had a great year, and he's off to a nice start here. 3 carries, 15 yards.
And we haven't even whispered the name Parker Ferguson yet. Top target, the wideout bottom of your screen for the Clayton Comets. He will get in the mix at some point soon. Smalls goes opposite of him, a little bit off balance, and a mistimed lead by D'Angelo Ruffin. Fortunately for the Comets, that sailed over everybody's head. Third down for the Comets. Twice beaten in the regular season and once in league play. They got a first-round bye as the 3 seed in the East. Shut out New Hanover, beat D.H. Conley, took down Southeast Raleigh, and then the top seed Gibbons on the road last week, 35-32. Took a last-minute drive. Fake by Smalls, improvising, sidestepping, spinning over the 45-yard line. He's close to the first down. He's going to get it.
Wow.
How about that effort by Aiden Smalls?
This play was stopped from the Whirly's defense. There was nowhere for Smalls. Here on the backside, they closed it off. He turns over to the right and says, okay, I can find Delane. He was still short in just a couple moves outside, back inside. He fought enough to move the chains.
There is just absolute determination right now by this Comets team, top to bottom.
When the play breaks down, that's when he's at his best, as Scott Chadwick looks on, and this offense has a rhythm to it, picking up another first down.
Out beyond the 45-yard line. Smalls, straightaway handoff. Noah Smith out to midfield.
With Clayton running the football, the Whirly's defense has to be prepared for the play-action pass. They're running it, zone read, side to side, north and south, but they haven't attacked the safeties. They haven't taken a big shot down the field yet. You've got to make sure you stay disciplined on the back end.
And their top 2 receivers have game-changing speed with Ferguson and Ruffin. But so far, Smalls has only attempted 2 passes. Smalls diving ahead and still driving forward. Andrew Rogers, number 12, the defensive end, just could not stiffen up and drive Aiden Smalls back. He still picks up another couple yards when it looks like he's wrapped up and done.
With Smalls, he's a quarterback, but he has running back skills and toughness, wide receiver speed. And he's a versatile player that's got a bright future at NC State.
3rd and short for the Comets. 2 minutes left, opening quarter. Clayton already up 7-0. Noah Smith tries the left. Doesn't get much, but he might get there for the first down. It's close. See here Crawford, the nose guard, making the tackle for the Whirlies. And no signal yet. And they will mark him a tad short. It will be 4th down.
Crawford, the talented junior, 6'1", 290. Making a strong tackle to force this 4th down. And you know the Clayton offense and Scott Chadwick are going to be aggressive here. Keep the offense out on the field.
Whirlies a bit on their heels, looking for a big play here. 4th and less than a yard for the Comets. Smalls under center, moving left, takes a hit, spins forward, and I think he's barely got enough. He took a hard hit, upper body near the shoulder, spun around like a top, and with forward progress, just has enough.
He was stopped again. Look at this big hit, and he spun as the momentum was coming, spun around to allow that to propel him forward, and he falls forward again. It's frustrating as a defense when you have it stopped, and the guy just makes a play.
We've just seen some absolute conviction by Aiden Smalls in this opening quarter for Clayton. They untangle the chains. It is a 1st down at the 44-yard line.
For Clayton, winning the time of possession and keeping the Grimsley offense over on the sideline is key here when you're picking up these 1st downs.
Smalls will keep it. He wants to throw. Haven't seen much of this yet. To the sideline, finds his target, TJ Campbell. Campbell pulls defenders inside the 20. That's 25 yards on that hookup.
When Smalls gets out of the pocket, you have to respect his ability to take off. Keeps his eyes up. And then there, Campbell just kind of hides behind the defense, and the linebackers are coming up to potentially maybe stop the run. He falls behind them. An excellent throw on the run. Accurate. Now this offense is attacking through the air.
And a timeout taken by the Whirlies. Jay, this kind of feels to me like a standing 8 count in a boxing ring right now for the Whirlies. They've taken a couple of maybe unexpected shots from Clayton in this 1st quarter. And make no mistake, Clayton has dominated the opening 12 minutes.
I think good timeout by Darryl Brown, outstanding coach who has faced so many good offenses throughout the year, and his defense has had success with all of them. But right now, they're having some issues with Smalls, his running ability, and they're through the air starting to open things up. He wants to make sure everybody is on the same page and they make some adjustments, and they're in the Clayton huddle. Scott Chadwick is calling a great game so far. They're looking on his play sheet. Everything has worked to this point.
All right, let's go downstairs to Madison.
Well, guys, down here on this Grimsley sideline, well, the teams are in a huddle, but Nick Kashubara called a huddle of his own with the players that are manning the sideline. He said, you guys need to play your role. You need to get your teammates up. Even if you're not on the field, you play your role trying to hype up this sideline, guys.
And there's the big number 72. I mean, you can sense down on that field who's winning the battles right now, and it's not the team wearing the G on the helmet at this stage. And it's your captain, your leader, trying to fire everybody up because hey, this game goes by fast.
This is the final ball game, and Kashubara that's going to Appalachian State, and Darryl Brown talked with us this week about the intensity that he plays with and how his team follows his lead. And you see that leadership down there, getting everybody involved.
Right, Clayton, 1st and 10 from the Whirlies 19-yard line. Smalls will hold, spin forward, tackled a bit more assuredly that time by Grimsley. Smalls still falls forward for about 2. And again, when you see Clayton on tape, it's hard to simulate just how strong Aiden Smalls is. So it's maybe not necessarily a tackling issue, but they now, I think, have gained a lot of respect for just how strong and difficult it is to get him down.
And he is tough. He'll get over 20 carries in this ball game, and he gets stronger as the game wears on.
Full head of speed. Noah Smith gets cut down behind the line of scrimmage. Big tackle for the loss. Guy Van for Grimsley.
Guy Van shoots in the backfield. Good job winning with the inside leverage to make a big play and get the tackle for loss.
And that will draw us to the end of the opening quarter. There is intensity dripping from all corners of Kenan Stadium. 7A title game, 1 quarter in the books. Clayton leads the defending champs 7-0.
Robert, go for more.
Hey! Hurt in a car wreck? Don't go up against the insurance company alone. Let the heavy hitters do it for you. Call 800-LAW-0804 and we'll go after all the money they should be paying you. Stay out of the courtroom and get into the end zone.
Call the heavy hitters, who are attorneys Tatum and Atkinson.
Call the heavy hitters, they'll work to get you more. 1-800-LAW-0804.
Have you been quoted for trench drain system to fix water intrusion? Before you compromise your foundation, talk to Foundation Solutions. We provide a more efficient, more cost-effective way to keep your basement dry. With 30 years of experience in Western North Carolina, we bring guaranteed work, financing options, and real peace of mind. Visit foundationswnc.com or call 828-768-2208.
Second quarter about to begin from Kenan Stadium. Clayton up a touchdown on the defending champion Grimsley Whirlies. There's the first half numbers. And Aiden Small is responsible for 90 of those 105 yards for Clayton.
And the big key there is those rushing yards has enabled Clayton to control the time of possession and keep Grimsley's offense over on the sideline.
Second quarter begins, 3rd and 10 for the Comets at the 19-yard line. Aiden Small throws on the run and completes right in the goal line. Threw it low and behind Austin Dalton, the intended receiver. 4th down and a decision for Scott Chadwick. Nate Lunger is their field goal kicker, but he missed 6 of his 9 attempts this year, and they're going to keep him on the sideline. So they will bypass the 36-yard field goal attempts and keep Aiden Smalls and the Comet offense on the field. 4th and 10. Let's see if there's any kind of pressure brought by the Whirlies. And we get another timeout. This one taken by the Clayton Comets. We'll keep it here. One play into the second quarter, so a big discussion on the sideline for the Comets. A reminder coming up, the Affordable Dentures Player of the Game later on tonight. The 4th quarter, we will select that. Use your 2025 dental benefits now to get the smile you deserve. Visit affordabledentures.com for the practice near you. Greetings to everybody watching across the states on all of our linear channels. We had a huge audience last night on social media and streaming. So whether you're in your man cave in Raleigh or watching out west in the state or anywhere, we thank you for being with us tonight. We don't sound like we're cold, but it's freezing in our booth. Wide open windows. It's 35 degrees in the field. It's about 42 in our booth. Jay, you're dressed up like an Eskimo. We're
go.
Much better prepared tonight than we were last night. And I don't often bring out my electric coat, but my electric coat is on underneath.
This jacket's warm.
All right, 4th down and 10 for the Comets. They've looked so strong in the first 12 minutes of this game. Do you like the idea of going for keeping the offense on the field here?
Be aggressive. And right now your offense is playing well. Give them an opportunity. The ball's inside the 20-yard line. You're going to spread things out here and give Aiden Smalls the run-pass option. I would roll him out, try to attack through the air. If it's not there, see if he can pick it up with his legs.
He has yet to look Parker Ferguson's way. Is that time now? They need to reach the 9-yard line. Whirlies bring 4. Smalls pump fake, now releases too high, incomplete, and the Whirlies get the stop.
This defense standing strong. Patrick Carter, number 7, in coverage, one-on-one to the outside. Aiden Smalls looking that way the whole time. The ball just sails. This Whirlies defense bending but not breaking.
And that's the first real kind of positive series we've seen from the Whirlies so far in this title game. So we get our third look at Faison Brandon, who's just 1 of 2 for 25 yards in the first quarter. But he is a threat anytime the ball is in his hands. On the ground on first down and submarine to about the 24-yard line, Jordan Davis.
As good as Brandon is, they've got to get the ground game going. Give their defense an opportunity to rest over on the sideline and set up the ground attack with their offensive line and try to give Brandon an opportunity to read this defense and get into a flow with his play action game.
Cleveland has run, or probably Clayton has run 21 plays to Grimsley's 9 at this stage of the game. 2nd and 5, tons of time for Brandon. He'll improvise, and I believe he tripped himself and fell down right past the 20-yard line. There was a little seam there for him. It was available. It was now 3rd down.
Yeah, there was an opportunity to get a gain here in the secondary. Really good in coverage. There was nowhere to go. Starts off on the left side, then comes back right.
Oh, he caught his own offensive lineman's foot right there.
Stansel was trying to track him down and sets up a 3rd and long.
Kashabara, the right tackle. Again, jab with the foot. The Faison Brandon. 3rd down and 7. Only 1 first down so far by the Whirlies. To the right side, and a good job to the sideline. Good solid hands by Caden Cato. 1st down Whirlies.
Cato signed with Charlotte. And this route, as he goes to the outside, is perfection. Comes back to the ball, 2 feet in bounds. Possession. It's a professional route from the senior.
I mean, just watching the ball come out of Faison Brandon's
smooth.
hands, it's smooth, it's powerful, but it's easy coming out of his hand. But that ball has some tight spin and power behind it. Jet sweep, Battle. Can he get the edge? He does a bit, and Battle into Comets territory. And now we're beginning to see the playbook open up a little bit for the Whirlies.
Going side to side, and this run was created from the blocking outside from Cato. You have to have wide receivers that are physical. There's Cato holding off on the outside, allowing Battle an extra gain there as he goes down the sideline.
And they marked him back a couple of yards back to the 46 of Grimsley. Stepped out before he fully made that corner turn. Tatum and Atkinson 1st down. Tatum and Atkinson, the heavy hitters. Brandon with some time, backside pressure coming, lofts it, has a man, Cato dropped it at the 15-yard line. Oh goodness. A tap of the chest. He would like a mulligan. Perfectly thrown ball to a wide open Cato.
The pressure almost got to Brandon. Gets it off in time, and this was a touchdown. 1 they always connect on. Just didn't work out there, but watch them, Patrick. When you have a play that doesn't work out, they may not do it now, but watch them to go back to that and give Cato another opportunity.
He's dying to have that play called again at some point later tonight. 2nd and 10. And we'll get a timeout taken by Grimsley at the 10:18 mark of the 2nd quarter. A touchdown reception just dropped by the defending champs. Clayton still on top early 2nd quarter. Comets up 7-0.
Life can be tough. The daily grind, the pressures, the uncertainties, it all adds up. Let's be open and honest about our mental health. Let's support each other when we're hurting, because it's okay not to be okay.
Tonight's high-end zone views of the game are compliments of First Source Equipment Rentals and Sales in Mebane and Burlington. First Source Rentals. Reliable, safe equipment rentals in Alamance County.
Hey folks, stay tuned. Foundation Solutions halftime report coming up in about 10 minutes of game time. Specialist sit-down interview with Q Tucker, commissioner for the NCHSAA. First half highlights and more. It's all coming up on the Foundation Solutions halftime report. Out of the timeout, Worley's facing a 2nd and 10 at their own 46-yard line after a sure touchdown pass was just dropped by Cato. Brandon in trouble, spins away, doesn't get loose. And he's dropped for a loss of a yard. The pursuit has been there all game long by Clayton. That's Jordan Ham. But he and Stansel have caused all kinds of havoc in the backfield.
And Bennett Jones, the defensive coordinator for Clayton, changing up the looks. Stansel is playing middle linebacker there, coming on the A-gap blitz. And they got pressure from Jordan Ham on the edge as well. So things collapse quickly on Brandon.
Now Stansel's on that defensive tackle area. And we get another timeout. This one taken by Clayton. This is really interesting as far as like the chess match of this game. We're not seeing timeouts ahead of major moments. We're seeing kind of strategic timeouts ahead of key plays.
When I think both coaching staffs know how important these singular plays are when timeouts are being called and making sure their teams are set and everybody's on the same page as far as their game plan.
7-0 Clayton. A reminder at the end of the game, Jay and I will showcase the Legacy Federal Credit Union play of the game. Legacy and Wake Forest, we believe. 7-0 Comets. Aiden Small's 13-yard touchdown run midway through the opening quarter. The only scoring play we've seen so far. Clayton got deep into Grimsley territory a second time, could not cash in. And Grimsley now, it's been kind of a stop and start for their offense. They're not in 5th gear by any stretch yet. They did have a touchdown pass that was dropped a couple of plays ago. Still trying to find their traction and their rhythm offensively.
They need somebody to step up. They need that spark play, something to gain momentum. And they just haven't had any consistency yet. And a big reason why is because Clayton has dominated the ball, running the football, keeping the chains moving. They just haven't had opportunities.
And also the pressure of the front 4. I guess front 7 if you want to include Stansel as a linebacker on occasion. We just saw a couple of plays ago. They are flummoxing the top college quarterback prospect in high school football. Face on Brandon. 3rd down, a long 10 to the sideline. Excellent throw, reception made. Jordan Davis takes it inside the 45-yard line, and that second effort is going to get him a 1st down.
This is excellent work from Davis. Initially, he didn't get this. As Brandon looks left, comes back right. He's short, and then a missed tackle, and then turn it upfield quickly. Allows him to get that 1st down, keep the chains moving.
To the 44-yard line, 1st down at Worley's. In motion, there goes Davis. Straight up the middle, big run! And the ball, though, comes loose near the 20-yard line out of Brandon's hands. Recovered, though, by Grimsley's Kyan Battle. Flies on Brandon. Huge run, big burst right up the middle. And then the ball knocked out of his hand from the backside right there. That's the Kedron Krumel, number 13, knocked it loose, but right into the fortunate hands of Battle.
Krumel coming through here, hustling from the backside, knocks it out. And then Battle, good job being aware, jumping on that ball to regain possession.
Saw how wide that football was being held by Brandon. He was more focused on the pressure to his left. couldn't feel the pressure coming from the backside. And a nice tough run by Micah Williams inside the 10-yard line. And that will move the chains. 1st and goal for Grimsley.
Nice work from Williams, just prodding here, reading the defense, going up the middle, then bouncing it to the outside, seeing the gap on that right side and finishing the run.
1st and goal. Back into the hands of Williams. And he'll take it down to the 6.
For Grimsley here, they're relying on their offensive line that's starting to get a push up front. Earlier on, give the side to Clayton winning that battle, but right now the trenches, watch that offensive line getting up to that next level, getting their double team blocks up to the linebackers.
2nd and goal. They mark it back at the 7. 4 receiver formation, 3 to the left. They isolate. Brandon will keep, and he goes down right around the line of scrimmage. Boy, he's not getting much time to set up and evaluate. Stansel got in there quickly again.
He's going to Miami. And watch number 8 here, fighting one-on-one block, shoves him to the inside, and then collapses down on Brandon.
3rd and goal. Yards tough to come by right now for the Whirlies. Slot left and right on 3rd and goal. Brannon across the middle. Catch is made and then tackled into the end zone by Daniel Lovelace Davis. Touchdown Hudson Cooper and Grimsley.
This is extra effort from Hudson Cooper. This is a slant route, gets inside of the defender, and then as he's being tackled, keeps his balance and lunges into the end zone. And a strong response from the Whirlies.
Tenth touchdown reception for Cooper. He will hold on the extra points. And Chase Huamato will knock it through. 7-7. 7:20 remaining first half. The Whirlies have awoken and have drawn level in Chapel Hill. The defending champs have tied the Clayton Comets. Touchdown pass from Faison Brannon to Cooper from 7 yards out. 7-7. Young Grimsley fans, the next generation of Grimsley Whirlies in attendance. We're ready now for the Original Grills kickoff. Elevate your grill game at Original Grills. Center return for Clayton. Drive will begin around the 25-yard line. Well, the Whirlies thought it was going to be to their advantage, the fact that they won a championship last year on this field. Took them a little bit of a while to kind of find a little bit of rhythm. They seem to have found it now. There's the scoring drive, 81 yards, 12 plays.
I think you could see the experience of being in this title game last year show on that drive. They were down 7-0, things weren't working, and they picked up a couple key third down conversions to maintain that drive, and then a couple big plays on the ground from Brandon, and then Cooper there getting in the end zone.
We did see some similarities for the Whirlies in that last drive to what we've seen from Clayton so far, as Smalls will take it past the 30 for another strong run. And what I mean by that is a lot of extra effort, second effort, yards after hits that we saw from Clayton in the first quarter. We saw that from the Whirlies offense in that last drive.
Smalls now 70 yards thus far in this ball game on the ground. So he's having success with the zone reads. When Scott Chadwick is calling his number, he's finding opportunities on the ground against this front seven.
Pickup of 7 on that first down carry. Smalls will give it off this time to the left and bottled up quickly and driven back. And now we're starting to see the defense for the Whirlies going to stand tough as they snuff out Terrace Hobbs.
Drew Searles, the senior linebacker, one of the leaders, comes up here to make the play along with Van. And this defense now getting better push, staying in position. There was nowhere to go.
Tell you what, Kashabara is still at it, exhorting his teammates onto the sideline right now, even after that offensive score. 3rd and 5. Smalls hands it off in the last second. Boy, that almost came out. That almost came out, and Kyrie Milner blew up that play like dynamite. And the Comets, a 3-and-out, will punt it away.
This ball is over on the side, and Milner right in that A gap close things up, and this defense now starting to gain more confidence stopping the run.
Boy, were the Comets lucky right there. That ball was pinned on the back of the hip of Noah Smith on that exchange. Lunger will punt it away. Clean snap. Gets it away. And this will take a couple of hops and pick up another 9 or 10 yards for the Clayton Comets down to the 26. 5:03 remaining first half, 7-7. So Faison Brandon back on the field. Another thing that really kind of caught my eye, impressed by Grimsley in that last drive. Remember earlier in that touchdown drive was the drop touchdown pass by Cato. It did not affect the psyche of the Whirlies at all. They could have cashed in that drive and said that was our shot. But no. Converted a couple of third downs, punched it in anyway.
Well, it starts at the top with Darryl Brown and that consistent mentality. Too high, not too low, and his team displays that thought process.
All right, drive begins. Brandon looking around, now has to improvise a little bit. He'll chuck it into the sideline, incomplete.
They're looking to go deep down the field to Kyan Battle, and the coverage was there along with the pass rush to force Brandon out of the pocket.
Tell you what, credit again to the pressure off of the defensive front four for the Clayton Comets. They are not allowing Brandon to settle in, take his time, step into some throws, and develop some momentum as the quarterback for this Whirlies team. They are making things very tough and slick for him. 2nd down, quick pass, threaded it through to Cooper. He's over the 30 to 32 before he's brought down by Maury Gibbons.
Jesse Tripp, the offensive coordinator, will use Hudson Cooper in different spots, out wide in the slot there on the quick slant, trying to get this Clayton defense with their blitzing pressure off balance, trying to get one behind that first line of defense.
3rd and 4 for the Whirlies. 3 of 5 on 3rd down so far. Clock approaching 4:20 for the half. Brandon, backside pressure, lofts it for Cooper. Can't make the over-the-shoulder catch. He's pleading for a flag, and it does come in. And this will go against the Comets. Malachi Birds on the coverage.
Pass interference. Foul by the defense. First down.
And the eye roll by Scott Chadwick.
As Brandon's looking to highlight Cooper, and there you just see that right arm pulling on the shoulder, and good call as the flag comes in.
This is the football close to midfield. First down for the Whirlies. Here's Cooper on the jet sweep, running left, cuts it up in the hash, and is finally dragged down around the 42-yard line. Excellent extra effort by Hudson Cooper. That will be another first down, a pickup of 11. Now we've seen a couple of jet sweeps here in this second quarter for Grimsley. We've seen a lot of Micah Williams in the backfield as we see Cato come off the field hobbling on that right leg. We just got word that the Whirlies are going to be without Ty Shoemake, their top running back this year, over 1,000 yards. He's out in concussion protocol. And so that's why we're seeing Micah Williams a lot more and some more jet sweeps tonight in Shoemake's absence. And we get another timeout. This one taken by the Grimsley Whirlies. .336 left first half. All right, let's go downstairs to Madison, who has an update on Caden Cato.
Well, guys, he did miss a couple games due to an ankle injury, but we were told earlier this week that he is as close to 100% as he could be. But at this point in the season, like we all know, nobody is fully at 100. So playing through that, something to watch out for, something he's been dealing with.
I mean, even Jay Sonhalter is not at 100%.
99%.
See Scott Chadwick lobbying the officials during this timeout. The reminder, halftime show is on the way, presented by Foundation Solutions. We'll hear from Q Tucker, the commissioner of the NCHSAA. Highlights from this first half and more. That's the Foundation Solutions halftime report coming up in a couple of minutes. 34 degrees in Chapel Hill. Saw Chadwick really going hard at the officials during that timeout. What do you think the conversation was?
So I think he was discussing that last call, disagreed with the penalty. And right now, with his defense out on the field, 7-7 ball game, he needs pressure from this front seven. This running game starting to get going for Grimsley.
So from the timeout, the Comets defense will face 1st and 10 for the Whirlies in Clayton territory. Comets dominated the first quarter. Now we're seeing the script flipped here in quarter number 2. Brannon, play fake, steps back, launches deep over the middle for Cooper, in and out of his hands, incomplete. Lovelace Davis on the coverage, no flag this time, although Cooper continues to lobby.
Fantastic work from Lovelace Davis. As the pressure does come, Brandon just having trust as he gets hit. Those two just going for the ball.
And lead by Cooper, a little mistimed as well. I mean, it looks like he thought that football was getting to him faster than it did. 2nd and 10.
For Grimsley, I think they need to get DJ Howerton, their Rutgers signee, involved in the game plan.
Here goes Brandon. We don't see a lot of this very often, but he dives ahead on a keeper to the 25-yard line. 17 for Brandon.
He's 6'4", 210 pounds, and he's got size, but you see the quick feet and the ability to get in between the tackles and go north and south and run over a defender.
And we have a Comet down. And is that Stansel who's down at the 35-yard line? No, it is Charles Smith. Well, there's a second Comet down at the 35-yard line. That's the one I thought was Stansel. I think it may be. That's Smith right there, number 10. There's a second Comet player down, face down at the 35-yard line right there. And yeah, that is Stansel. Scott Chadwick holding his breath. We cannot afford to lose Stansel. Smith is up. Good news. Stancil sitting up. And we'll take a look at the hit that took Stancil down. Good to see he's on his feet. Watch the screen. Upper right-hand corner is where you'll see with number 8. Right there. And that's Kashabara.
It looked like he fell awkwardly on that shoulder.
So Stancil takes the helmet off momentarily to the sideline. He will be out at least one play. Wincing a bit.
And if I'm Grimsley, the top pass rushers out of the ball game, I'm going deep right now. Double moves, I'm going towards the end zone and seeing if you can get something going through the air.
And here is Brandon. He will hand it off. This is Davis. Davis, just before he started running downhill, tripped up. Shaheem Stevenson saved the big play around that left corner.
Nice job pulling. There's Howerton, number 9, with the key block on the edge. As well as Kosi Barnes, wide receiver spot, clearing the path.
Gain of about 8. And inside the red zone again. 7-7, 2:40 to go first half. Defending champion Grimsley and the Clayton Comets. Here comes Brandon, hard angle to the right side, dragged down near the 5-yard line. We talked about his ability to throw the football, an NFL pocket pass prototype. I didn't expect to see as much kind of quarterback draws as we're seeing from Brandon tonight. We've seen it 3 or 4 times now very effectively.
Well, this is a dimension that he can bring in. He can get to the outside and win with his speed. And right now, I think for Grimsley and Brandon, there's balance, running and throwing. They're starting to play more in rhythm, and I think the goal here is score a touchdown, but leave as little time left as possible on the clock for Clayton to get a drive.
First and goal. Brandon looking to do it again, but take it down for a loss this time. And that's Jordan Ham off of that defensive line for the Comets.
Cedric Sanders in the ball game, along with him getting pressure up the middle.
Penalty marker on the play. Meanwhile, for the Comets, Stancil has just now returned to the field. He is walking on for this next play. There he is. And here's the call.
Illegal formation. Foul by the offense. Penalty is declined. Second down.
Comets decline the penalty. Second and goal. Back at the 10-yard line. Phase on Brandon. A lot of options here. Space to run, certainly space to throw, and one more whistle. And we will get a timeout taken with 1:41 remaining in the first half. But have all timeouts been exhausted here in this first half? The Comets are walking toward their sideline, and now they're coming back. Did Chris Webber call that timeout, Jay?
I didn't see him here before the game. I think he'd stand out on the field if he was there.
Maybe. So the teams return, and the clock is wound, so no harm, no foul. I will say this, I'm sure the players are not cold at all down there in the field. The officials must not be either, because they're really taking a long time to adjudicate the penalties, tell us what's happening. Here we go. Brandon, through some traffic, navigates, fakes, takes a hit in the shoulder, and then gets buried around the 3. Well, there is calm poise about Faison Brandon right here. Did not panic as things got a little testy.
There's a calm pace with which he plays, and nice job using the fake to try to get to the inside and spin move, and keeps his balance. This clock going inside of a minute. This is working out perfectly for the Whirlies as far as shortening time here for potential Clayton drive as they try to get into the end zone.
3rd and goal. 45 seconds and counting. Cooper in motion. Brandon calls his name to the goal line and touchdown, Grimsley. Faison Brandon probing and just getting enough from 3 yards out. And the defending champs have their first lead of this 7A title game.
This offense coming on strong here in the second quarter. They didn't have the ball much in the first quarter, and now this offensive line starting to gain confidence, and they've really incorporated Brandon's running ability into the game plan here, and it's paying off. The zone reads, the quarterback designed runs, and he's finding ways to be successful. And they're fighting through the defense, dragging guys into the end zone.
And you're used to seeing Brandon beat you with his arm, throwing triple 20s all over the field, double bullseyes, but tonight he's been a bit of a different Faison Brandon, much more with his legs, but equally as effective. And meanwhile, the Comets are left only 37 seconds left and no timeouts in the second quarter.
Now, this has been a really good first half. First quarter going to Clayton, this second quarter going to Grimsley. Scott Chadwick is going to try to get a drive here with 37 seconds left, but he needs a good return from his special teams unit.
Yeah, he is hot on that sideline, Scott Chadwick. Whatever the explanation Chadwick just got from that official on the sideline, his ire was directed at some other official on the field. Well, they're giving him a little bit of latitude here, and there is the referee, Dr. King. And he is absorbing the fire.
Over 210 wins in his career. A winner down on that sideline for Clayton, and trying to get his point across to the officials. But right now in the special teams unit, if I'm Grimsley, I'm squibbing this, not giving the Comets an opportunity for a clean return.
Momental will kick it off for Grimsley. Original Grills kickoff. Elevate your grill game at Original Grills. 14-7 Whirlies lead. Momental booms it away. Returnable for the Comets. Can they get a big one right before halftime? It's about the 22-yard line in no more. Returned by D'Angelo Ruffin. So 32 seconds left. No timeouts. And here's the scoring summary of that last drive by the Whirlies. 10 methodical plays, covering 74 yards. Faison Brandon, a touchdown pass, and now a touchdown run. 14-7 Whirlies.
And the reason they've had success on both scoring drives has been because they've been able to pick up those 3rd and long conversions. And when it was looking bleak, when they're facing a pass rush, Brandon stayed composed in the pocket, made accurate throws. They continue to move the chains.
Jay, how are you treating the final 32 seconds here for the Clayton Comets?
I'm going to be careful here, but see if I can break something.
Rushing 3. Aiden Smith out past the 30. Kind of stood up and almost surrendered on the play, and now gets thrown back after the whistle. Clayton is looking around for flags, and none is coming out. That's not going to help the mood of Scott Chadwick.
Here's Small, fake to the outside as quarterback draw. We'll see when he gets hit. Yeah,
that's
well after the whistle.
Whistle.
Well after the whistle.
No
Surprised there was not a flag.
Clock at 17 seconds. Now restarts. Small says he's going to take a shot here. Flag comes in here. That'll stop the clock with 7 seconds. A lot of pointing downfield by the Comets offensive lineman. And this will be marched off against Clayton.
Before the snap. False start. A foul by the offense. Replay, first down.
And the ball spotted. Clock is winding down, and the clock hits 000. And we are at halftime of this 7A state title game. A bit of a sputtering start for the defending champion Grimsley Whirlies, but back-to-back touchdowns in the second quarter send the defending champs to the locker room up by 7, 14-7. And Madison is with Darryl Brown and the Whirlies head coach.
Well, Coach, your offense able to really settle down and get some real opportunities in that second quarter. What did you like about that group?
Well, we finally started to fight a little bit and play a little bit more physical. I thought the first quarter they really dominated the line of scrimmage, played a lot tougher and harder than we did, but we're going to address that right here.
And they'll get the ball coming out of the half. How important is a stop on this first drive?
No, it's huge. Coming out and getting a good series here defensively, maybe a 3 and out, and try to get a short field and get our offense back on the field.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Madison. Thank you to Darryl Brown. 14-7 is the halftime lead for the Grimsley Whirlies. They try to go back-to-back. Clayton trying to win its first title in its first appearance since 1989. Halftime show from Kenan Stadium is next.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
You're watching the Foundation Solutions Halftime Report. Foundation Solutions. It won't cost you to get a quote from us, but it could cost you thousands if you don't. Call today or visit foundationswnc.com.
Hey everybody, thank y'all for tuning in to this state championship high school football game. Joining us today is our good friend all the way from Ingalls Markets, Miss Taylor Newhouse. Taylor, are you loving the game so far?
Absolutely, it's been a fun one to watch.
It has been a fun one to watch. Now, what are you anticipating? An explosive finish, I hope?
We always hope for an explosive finish, but definitely an interesting game.
All right, we got to talk at the end of the game then.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about high school athletics in general, because from what I understand, Ingalls Markets, y'all have had a long-standing and robust partnership, not just with our organization, but the entire community as a whole. Let's talk about the dynamic mechanics of that partnership?
Absolutely. We kind of gravitate towards athletics because we feel like it's a great way to reach our communities. But we're with these kids all the way from that first day of elementary school all the way through college. So we're really following them. But athletics is a good way to bring it all together because everyone loves a Friday night football game.
They do indeed, including you and I. That's
Absolutely.
right. So it sounds like you guys really do bridge that link between academics and athletics. Am I correct to assume that?
Yes, definitely. We're there to support children through their entire educational experience.
Speaking of supporting children, y'all have people who come into y'all stores and end up working for y'all, people who you go to church with. I mean, this really is a tight-knit community. Is that right?
Absolutely. Ingalls is a beacon in all of our communities. And we love to get people in and out of the store, especially these kids that are working at our stores, our athletes and students in the schools that we support as well.
That's indeed right. Well, Haley, you know what time it is. It's time to get back to some football.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. We'll see you guys next time on Friday Night Rivals.
So, you gonna play this week?
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 You gonna play this
You
week?
gonna play this week? You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this week?
And welcome to the Ingalls Game of the Week as the War Horses square off against the rival.
He's going in.
He's going in. Go, baby!
Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
You're watching the Foundation Solutions Halftime Report. Foundation Solutions. It won't cost you to get a quote from us, but it could cost you thousands if you don't. Call today or visit foundationswnc.com.
Commissioner Tucker, thank you for your time. Another exciting week with the state championships here.
It is almost unbelievable that here we are getting ready to crown champions in football when it just seems like we just started the season.
This year began the 8 classification system. Why the change? How has it been working? And do you foresee any adjustments for next year?
Well, this is the last of a fall championships where we will crown 8 champions based on the new 8 classification system that our board approved. So far, so good. And for this weekend coming, we have 3 outstanding venues.
There are plenty of familiar names in this year's championship. What do you think makes these programs successful year in and year out?
Well, I think first and foremost, those coaches recognize that what we do is called education-based athletics. And it's about providing teachable moments. It's about teaching young people the core values of sportsmanship, integrity, and honesty. And I believe that those coaches understand how to navigate that kind of balance.
What do you think has been the biggest challenge for the association this year?
Well, I think always a big challenge for us is trying to help everybody understand the role of sportsmanship in what we do. It's been an ongoing theme of trying to keep that front and center of what we do. And of course, as I mentioned, we do have the 8 classifications in this alignment period. And so just trying to secure those venues has been a challenge.
And can you discuss those new venues and kind of some of the highlights of the new opportunities for these athletes to play in?
Well, of course, the mainstay is UNC and Kenan Stadium. They've been a site for us for many, many years. The association grew out of the University of North Carolina, and that's one of the reasons that our office is based in Chapel Hill, and one of the reasons that we continue to hold our football championships here. So they're still on the docket. And then, of course, NC State had some conflicts that we could not work around. So we reached out to some other venues, and Lenore Ryan University said, hey, let's talk. And so their Moretz Stadium has been made available to us. We're excited about being in that part of the state. And Durham County Stadium also stepped to the plate and said, let's talk, let's see what we can do. And so we look forward to that.
And education-based athletics is a policy that's very important to you. How do we keep the balance in today's ever-changing sports climate?
It is about learning how to be a young person, how to grow into that young adult. And if we've done our job, we have those young people poised and ready to be able to go on and make a difference.
Commissioner Tucker, thank you for your time as always, and enjoy championship weekend.
Thank you so much.
The North Carolina High School Athletic Association welcomes you to tonight's game.
We are excited to celebrate the hashtag NCHSAA Game Locked In, which honors everything that makes high school sports special.
Let's continue to create a positive, welcoming environment for everyone. Cheer loudly, support your team, show respect to officials, opponents, and each other.
Let's make tonight's game one to remember, full of pride, positivity, and what it means to be truly locked in.
$14-7 halftime lead for the defending champion Grimsley Whirlies. Up a touchdown on the Clayton Comets. Patrick Kenan, Jay Sonhalter, Madison Little down to the field. And Jay, an interesting first half, kind of a book with two different chapters, distinct chapters. First 12 minutes belong to Clayton, the back 12 minutes to the defending champs.
I think early on the line play went to Clayton. They were winning on the offense and defensive line. And then that second quarter, it switched over to the Whirlies. And I think here in the second half, who's going to win? And that phase is probably going to be who wins this ball game. It's going to be up to the big guys, and then which team can protect the football.
All right, fans trying to defrost as we take a look at the first half highlights. And it was Grimsley. Faison Brannon, I mean, he was harassed a lot in the backfield by the front four of Clayton in that first quarter especially.
And there was pressure. Keyshawn Stansel was all over the field, and then Aiden Smalls on offense for the Comets, really standing strong on the ground, fighting through the defense and winning on the ground. They were rushing the football, moving the ball well, and then Faison started to get rolling here, but this defense didn't allow him to get any rhythm there in the first quarter. Things really changed, though, in the second.
Yeah, Clayton had a 7-0 lead midway through the first. And then we started to see the Grimsley defense make some stops. And then it was Faison Brannon who would come through. Extra effort here by Cooper with a stretch that would tie the game midway through the second.
Hudson Cooper had a nice first half, reliable target, and then Faison Brannon scored that second touchdown using his legs, and Darryl Brown and the staff really started to use him with quarterback designed runs, zone reads to allow him to get to the edge.
All right, so we're a few moments away from the start of the third quarter. 14-7, Worley's on top of Clayton. Well, this is Jay Madison in my final game of the 2025 season. So let's take a look back and see some of the outstanding, I'm not going to believe some of these plays from the national broadcast of Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals from around the country.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Raw, nice cut move and a hurdle. He's still on his feet. Are you kidding me? Caleb Ron, touchdown. Oh my goodness, what did he just do?
He will roll right, under pressure, still on his feet, trying to find somebody downfield. He's in trouble. He'll throw it to the back of the end zone. The receiver's wide open. Touchdown, McQueen.
Michael Henry got his field goal blocked, caught it, and said, look what I found. Touchdown. In one of the most bizarre football plays you will ever see.
Pressure, throws it downfield to the middle of the field. What a catch, coming up and grabbing the ball.
Oh my goodness. I had no idea it was one-handed that he grabbed that thing and hauled it in.
Another rush, they're gonna throw the screen and it's intercepted. How about the big fella, Akeem Davis? Davis staying on his feet. Look at him go. Davis.
It's like a scrum.
They can't bring him down. Akeem Davis is still moving. At the 30, at the 25, he's stuck out of there. Are you kidding me, Akeem Davis? He is in for the touchdown.
55-yard field goal from the left hash. The kick is up, and it is. It's good at the buzzer. Bryant is the hero for the Buccaneers.
Tonight's high-end zone views of the game are compliments of Cook Rentals. Now in 5 locations across North Carolina. Cook Rentals, renting the smart way to get things done.
Storms can come up fast, and your roof is your home's first line of defense. Tip Top Roofing is fully licensed, insured, and trusted by homeowners, HOAs, and real estate professionals. From the smallest repairs to the largest residential replacements, we handle it all, including gutters and siding. As a CertainTeed Select Shingle Master, we offer up to 25 years of workmanship coverage and a lifetime materials warranty. Ask about our senior and veteran discounts and schedule your free inspection today at tiptoproofing.net.
Tonight's high-end zone views of the game are compliments of First Source Equipment Rentals and Sales in Mebane and Burlington. First Source Rentals, reliable, safe equipment rentals in Alamance County.
All right, taking down to the start of the third quarter, 14-7, Grimsley leading Clayton. Our Madison Little is with the Comets head coach Scott Chadwick.
Well, Coach, your defense was really able to pressure their offense in that first quarter. How do you continue to apply that pressure in the second half?
Well, we got to be able to do it on third down. You know, we gave up way too many third down conversions there in the first half, and but we got to help our defense out and stay on the field on offense as well.
Well, that offense got off to a hot start. What more do you need from them here?
We got to score when we're in the red zone. You know, that empty red zone trip really hurt. would have given us a little bit of a cushion there. So we got to finish drives.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Madison. Thank you, Scott. Jay, what are kind of the elements that Clayton needs to develop here in this second half?
And Coach Chadwick just mentioned getting off the field on third down. Grimsley 5 for 7 that first half. So their defense has to stand strong, give the ball back to the offense, and then I think finishing those drives that he spoke about. Just continue to give Aiden Smalls the ball. He had 80 yards rushing by himself. Continue to let him get carries. And at the beginning of this broadcast, we talked about the keys for Clayton. Stars be stars. Your best players have to play their best tonight, and Stansel and Smalls have been outstanding. They just need to continue to highlight them and see if they can take over this game.
Surprised we haven't seen much from Ferguson, one of the wideout, the key wideout for Clayton.
You have to give credit to the Worley secondary. They have shaded over his way, brought the safety over to help too, and tried to limit opportunities for this offense to find him through the air.
All right, so we're moments away from the start of the third quarter. Well, what a last couple of days it's been here in Chapel Hill. We have seen some highly competitive state championship games. They moved to a couple of different venues tomorrow in Durham and out at Lenore-Rhine for the remaining 4 state championships of this 8 classification 2025 campaign. First time that has happened with it's not an expansion, but it's just an expanding of brackets. How do you like how it's played out, Jay?
Well, it's been awesome ball games that we've had the opportunity to call. Last night, we saw a really good game between the 8A Powers and Huff and Millbrook, and then earlier on with Watauga getting the victory against Middle Creek, and expected this ball game to be another good one. So many good teams in the state, and I think the biggest thing is when you look at high school football, all the outstanding coaches that we have here in North Carolina in the talent level, this is one of the best states if you're a high school football player and coach to come, and you see it here in the state championship weekends, but all throughout the year we see all these teams, the rivalries. I mean, this is some of the best of the best.
Yeah, it's one thing to, when you talk about the format, I'm curious to see if you like the format, if you expect any tweaks, if you'd like to see any tweaks. It's one thing to read about it in the months before the season happens, but when you kind of live through the regular season and now through the postseason run to the state championships, do you like it? Would you like to see any changes?
Well, I think that these coaches and players do like the format because they're getting bye weeks. They're getting bye weeks. The 8A and the 1A had bye weeks, and it gives an opportunity for more teams to be state champion. So I like that aspect of it, and the opportunity to have 8 classification with all these outstanding teams gives more teams an opportunity to hoist a trophy.
All right, ready for the second half. Clayton will get the football. The Whirlies will kick it off. The defending champion Grimsley Whirlies 14-0, and the Clayton Comets vying for a state title for the first time in 36 years. 14-7 Whirlies lead. Second half underway. Original Grills kickoff. Elevate your grill game at Original Grills. And a returnable kick by the Clayton Comets and cut down around the 35-yard line. Nice return by Clayton's Charles Smith. And good field position for the Comets. All right, offensively for Clayton, what are you looking for in the first couple of series?
I'm watching the line of scrimmage, and Darryl Brown talked with Madison going into the halftime break about Clayton winning in the first quarter. He said that would be addressed at the halftime break. We'll watch the O-line and the D-line going against each other to see who's winning that battle.
All right, Aiden Smalls, senior quarterback for the Comets. And Smalls comes in motion, a direct snap to Noah Smith. He dropped it and then gets dropped for a couple of yard loss. I'll take it back now as Carson Jones, number 7. They had Aiden Smalls off in the slot area. He then came across in motion, and Jones couldn't handle a wide snap.
Clayton uses this set with Jones coming in the ball game and 2 quarterbacks in, and they'll both be on the field here for this next snap.
Jones will stay in there, number 7. There is Aiden Smalls. A loss of 3 on the first play here in the third quarter. That's Ferguson in motion. And there goes Smalls, set out to the right, now back in motion. Another fumbled snap, it's loose, and it's covered up by the Whirlies. An absolute disastrous first 2 plays out of intermission by the Clayton Comets, and they have donated field position to the Grimsley Whirlies.
Just not able to gain this ball, and Cassius Bostic comes back here, shoots into the backfield to gain possession, and now the offense will get the ball at the 26-yard line.
And what a disastrous beginning for the Comets. Whirlies football off of the turnover at the Clayton 26. Now can the Comets defense make a stand? Brannon looks to throw toward the end zone, and it's intercepted inside the 5-yard line by Clayton. Jaheim Stevenson, the savior for the Comets.
We'll see it. This ball goes right back the other way as Brandon's going for it all down the field. Stevenson jumps in front for the turnover. This Clayton defense needed a spark, and they're going to get pretty good field position back here from that return.
This has been a shocking start to the third quarter on both sides. Penalty marker came in at the back end of that play as there were some Whirlies and Comets meshed up together near that Clayton sideline. I mean, I'm still shaking my head at the first 2 offensive play calls by the Comets to begin this third quarter. And then you have Faison Brannon throws a pick on the very next play. The officials still gather to discuss what the result of this is going to be. We'll see if we can get a shot of what happened toward the end of that play. This clearly could be a personnel discussion for these officials right here. There's the Comet with the biggest defensive play of the year. Jaheim Stevenson with the interception. All right, well, here's going to be the call. It's all been sorted out.
After the play, personal foul on Grimsley. Personal foul on Clayton. Those fouls offset. Sideline warning on Grimsley. First down.
So in other words, irrelevant. And Scott Chadwick, again, I mean, he's been 212 degrees most of this second quarter, now into the third. He has not been assuaged at all by the officiating crew tonight. And there's Darryl Brown talking with one of the other officials about how that play was resolved. So offsetting personal fouls on both Grimsley and Clayton. And then an irrelevant sideline warning on Grimsley. So the Comets with a massive interception get the football back at the 30-yard line. Color me unsurprised that Carson Jones is back on the sideline for Clayton after those 2 snaps were mishandled and led to the turnover. Deep ball over the middle, tipped and knocked away. Evander Davis, number 6 in the coverage, got a wrist and a full hand on that pass from Aiden Smalls.
This was a flea flicker, and they were going to the trick play. This ball is handed off to Noah Smith, pitch back to Smalls, and they were looking for a deep post. The coverage was there on the back end. Disciplined secondary play from the Whirlies.
Second down and 10 from the 30. Smalls fakes the handoff, now reverses field and dragged down for a big loss. Down goes Smalls, who wants a face mask. I don't see a flag coming in either. Andrew Rogers blew it up in the backfield.
Rogers, one of the best junior pass rushers in the state, just sitting on the backside.
That's a full face mask.
He got his face mask.
And Smalls was sitting down, looking at the official, tugging his own face mask. That's another missed penalty on the Whirlies. Loss of 3. Smalls, 4-man rush, finds some room on the right. Pumps, throws a dangerous ball across the middle, and it's intercepted. Makayan for the Whirlies steps out of a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Grimsley. On a dangerous ball across the middle, across the body of Aiden Smalls, and Makayan took the butterfly out of the air and took it home.
The 4th interception on the year for Jan. He just comes up the middle from his safety spot, jumps in front of the passing lane, and it's off to the end zone, and a huge play from the junior on the back end.
That's a play of the game nominee for the Legacy Federal Credit Union play of the game. The Legacy and Wake Forest, we believe. This has been a maddening start to the 3rd quarter for both teams. Couple of turnovers, but 3 of them within the first 2 minutes and change. Fumble, interception, but the pick 6 for the Whirlies as they try to go up by 14. And the extra point banged through. Makayan, the interception return for a touchdown. Grimsley, the defending champs with the hardware, leading 21-7.
The need for officials has never been greater. Without officials, we don't have this. Make the right call.
Become an NCHSAA official. Visit NCHSAA.org for more details.
On Grimsley, 15 yards will be assessed on the kickoff.
We played 2 minutes and 8 seconds of this 3rd quarter and already seen 3 turnovers. A fumble by Clayton, an interception thrown by Grimsley on the very next play, and then Clayton throws a pick. Then Makayan runs back for a touchdown. 21-7 Grimsley. 9:52 left 3rd quarter. And the Clayton Comets will really need to reevaluate where they are right now because they're making far too many high-cost mistakes in this 3rd quarter.
They'll have to settle back in here and regroup. Down 14 points, you still have most of this second half left, but they've got to go back to their ground game and kind of repeat what they did in that 1st quarter, which was winning up front. We talked coming out of the halftime break about the offense and defensive line. And right now, both sides kind of trying to find a way to get a grip and slow this ball game down after multiple turnovers.
And now we'll see Grimsley kick off from the 25-yard line during that commercial break with both teams on each respective sideline. The referee, Dr. King, indicated there was an unsportsmanlike penalty against Grimsley, so that backs the Whirlies up 15 yards ahead of this kickoff. Original Grills kickoff, here it comes. Clayton down 21-7. And they should get excellent field position out of this kickoff. And taken down back around the 32-yard line. That's Aiden Smalls on the kickoff return. And let's go downstairs to Madison.
Well, guys, that unsportsmanlike was called on number 51, Michael Miller, and he came off the field very frustrated, and it took multiple staff members and, of course, the leader, Nick Cashubaro, to calm him down. Clearly upset about something that's happening on the field, so keep an eye on that part.
So Clayton will start this drive at the 33-yard line. You see now the Comets kind of pulling no punches, putting Smalls back to return that kickoff. And Smalls is back. Carson Jones back to the sideline for the Comets. So back to the original personnel packages that we've seen from the Comets most of the day. Now we get a whistle. A marker is dropped right in front of the Clayton sideline.
Before the snap, false start on the offense. Still first down.
Push the Comets back. Scott Chadwick is beside himself at what he's seen from his squad really the last, 12 plus minutes, 15 minutes now. Pressure coming up the middle. Smalls holds on to it, bumps off, stays on his feet, and goes nowhere. Pursuit was there by the defense for the Whirlies. Mira Harris Dupree, number 20, right in the mix. Whirly is down. It's Andrew Rogers. And Rogers seems to be clutching his knee. Both teams at the sideline, an opportunity to kind of regroup as they take a look at Andrew Rogers right at the 27-yard line. He's a key member of this Whirlies defense.
One of the top juniors in the state, 6'4", 250 pounds, coming off the edge. In a lot of pain.
.7 the lead for the Whirlies. And Rogers still being treated on the field. And you can see that hand is up over his face mask and over the eyes. Feeling around that right leg. You can see him trying to delicately maybe flex that knee, test the ankle. We'll see if we can get a look at the hits and the injury for number 12 in dark blue right in the center of your screen on the 30-yard line. Goes down. It's landed on by one of the offensive linemen for the Comets. What do you see, Jay?
It was just that right leg as he was getting pushed down. Didn't necessarily see.
He immediately grabbed that right knee.
Yeah, but there was extreme pain as soon as he tried to get up.
Corey Robinson, number 75, was the offensive lineman, the left tackle, who came down on Rogers, who immediately reached for that right knee and putting no weight on it as he leaves the field. So the junior assisted off the field. I mean, you hate, we've seen several pretty major injuries over the last 24 hours here with these 4 championship games that we have seen. A lot at stake, but in the kind of new age of high school football across North Carolina, across the country, even more at stake in terms of futures and college and income and potential revenue. You hate to see that happen to anybody. We resume on second down. Smalls was the decoy again as Carson Jones comes back onto the field for the Clayton Comets. We've seen him now for 3 snaps today. What are they trying to accomplish here?
Well, they've used this package throughout the season, and Jones a strong thrower, and Smalls goes in motion, but the coverage was there. Smalls will line up at running back when Jones is in the ball game, and out at wide receiver. Right now, he's in the slot, right in the middle of the screen.
Third and about 15. Jones in the pocket, escapes, fingertip catch is made on the sideline by T.J. Campbell. And Campbell out beyond the 45-yard line, and that second effort
huge play
will win Clayton a big first down.
And Patrick still down 14 points here early on in the third quarter, but that was a huge pickup to continue this drive.
And now another Worley is down. The athletic training staff comes out to have another look at another Worley who's injured. And quickly up, Tristan Wardlaw. Moving that right arm very much, but under his own power, back to the sideline. A lot of stops and starts in this third quarter. Turnovers, injuries. And there's a look at Rogers, who appeared to injure his right knee a couple of plays ago. Comets with a first down to the 46-yard line. 8:19 left third quarter. A loose ball on the exchange, and the Whirlies have it. That's the third faulty exchange we've seen from the Comets in this third quarter. Shaden Wardlaw, the recovery. And that snap never got through. It looked like it hit off of River Fiore as he made a break in front of Aiden Smalls, right off the arm.
Just too many mistakes coming out here in the third quarter, and Clayton not giving themselves a chance, and now a golden opportunity for the Whirlies to firmly take control of this ball game and stretch out their lead.
The last time we saw a Clayton turnover, we saw it was on Brandon throw an interception on the next play. Not this time. A loss of a yard, maybe 2.
Would not be surprised if Faison Brandon tries to take a shot here and go deep. With Clayton reeling right now, I would be aggressive.
And a whistle blown. Flag on the far side of the field. Jay,
they were going deep there, too.
Where has the rhythm of this game gone?
Boy, I'll tell you, I think both sides wish they could get a flow here. It's been the turnovers on each side, the injuries, the stoppages.
Before the snap, false start. Grimsley. Still second down.
This just hasn't been fluid after a clean first half.
That'll push the Whirlies back outside the 50. Second down. Howardson resets as the left wing. Brannon, time to throw, loads it up deep over the middle, and he finds Cooper. Cooper inside the 30, tackled to the 26-yard line.
You see the strong throw from Brandon, but this was created from the offensive line protecting up front. Clean pocket, plenty of time to diagnose the coverage as a deep dig route over the middle from Cooper, and he gets open.
So from a 2nd and 17 to a first down, presented by Tip Top Roofing. Out at the 26-yard line. Worley's up by 14. Looking to stretch it out further. Handoff on first down. A couple of yards stacked up. Micah Williams. Seems like after every play, there's a struggle for one or more players to simply get to their feet here.
It's been a physical ball game, and we expected both teams who have shown toughness throughout the year to come out and this to be a fight. And it's been as advertised. Grimsley right now taking their time as the play clock winds down.
2nd and 7. Battle goes in motion on the jet sweep. Battle angles hard into the sideline. Stays on his feet. And now a late flag comes in toward the side wall. Stansel is over there. And I think he may be pleading for one of his teammates there. As Jaheim Stevenson was also on the chase deep into the sideline toward the side wall. Looked like they were trying to maybe stop some momentum, Jay. And then some contact. And there's Battle struggling to get off the field. So there's Battle right there, going through the logo. Stevenson going across, and then right there, yes, Stansel, kind of a little chest check.
Oh boy, and he ran into that. Whoa. Running that box on the left side.
Yeah. And the fans are, oh boy, the fans are seeing the replay on the Jumbotron, and the Worley fans none too pleased. There's Battle on a knee on his own sideline. And then how about Stansel showing the gloves with the Miami Hurricane colors. He's not there yet.
After the play, personal foul, Clayton. First down.
And the personal foul charge against Stansel in the Comets. Sets up 1st and goal for the Whirlies at the 9.
Cedric Simmons coming in the ball game for Clayton's defensive line to get a pass rush.
And the penalty ball placement 9-yard line. 1st and goal.
So it's 1st and goal for the Whirlies, up 21-7 at the 9-yard line. Brannon flanked by Williams. Trying to go up 3 scores for the 7A title across the middle, incompletes. A lot of gas on that pass. Intended for Jordan Davis, and another flag is down back at the 14-yard line. This is another reason we can't develop any kind of true fluidity to this game. Flags are coming down about every other play. Another long discussion.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. First down.
Another major infraction against Clayton, and the wheels are beginning to fall off for the Comets.
Penalties and the turnovers really taking over here in the 3rd quarter. The pass rush tries to get to Brandon. There's the late hit.
Easy call. Caden Blackwell, number 27.
And the penalty ball placed inside the 5-yard
senseless
line.
penalties on the Comets coming in bunches. 1st and goal now from the 5. Brandon, quick handoff, Williams. And tugged back as Williams penetrates the 3-yard line.
Williams, the ball carrier.
After that slow first quarter, Grimsley starting to really pick things up on the ground. Now over 100 yards on the ball game. -6 after the first quarter.
Ball spotted at the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Spotted Williams back at the 4, 2nd and goal. Worley's knocking on the door of a 3-score lead. Brannon runs right, escapes one tackle, noses forward as a flag comes in. And Brannon was left a little bit short. And again, some pushing, some shoving, some barking, and yet another flag. And there's Faison Brannon kind of pointing Stansel's way. At this stage, if this continues, Dr. King's going to have to change out the batteries on his microphone for all these future penalties.
This has not been a fluid second half.
A very impatient and annoyed Scott Chadwick. Impatient with the penalties and the calls, annoyed with probably his team's performance these last 18 minutes or so. Is it me, or is this taking extraordinarily too much time?
These players are ready to go.
Yeah. Quick word with Chadwick. And we may need to replace the batteries. Fans getting restless as well. This is a little much for me, Jay.
I'm ready to play too.
Yeah, I was 5 minutes ago. And still no resolution, and now another conference with the referee and the other officials. I mean, this has been almost 4 minutes.
And now the team's going to the sideline.
Yeah. Clayton's going to the sideline. Grimsley is in a huddle. I mean, what can the issue be here? Is it a
well? It'll be interesting to see what the
issue.
Yeah, what the result is after this discussion. And they're huddled around Darryl Brown.
And Brown doesn't look too pleased with what he's
not
hearing.
pleased.
I mean, is this an issue where we may see an ejection of some kind? I doubt we're going to see anything that says offsetting replay the down.
Yeah, and he went back into his huddle.
Yeah. I don't see anybody leaving the huddle, though, for the Whirlies. And he's not done talking. Darryl Brown's going back out into the field to talk with the referee. But something is up. And perhaps we have a call now.
During the play, holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. 3rd down. After the play, personal foul on the offense. 15 yards, foul, 3rd down.
That was a 5-minute discussion.
There has to be more to that, but still, that was too long of a stoppage for me.
So it's now 3rd and goal, and Darrell Brown, irate, marching on that Worley sideline. So Brandon got the 1, and with a personal foul that pushed it back to the 16 on the 15-yard penalty. 3rd and goal. And mercifully, we get a new snap. Brandon fakes to Williams, spins back, retreating, and throws it away. And another flag comes in the area where Faison Brandon released that pass back around the 39-yard line. And let's just pray 5 minutes don't elapse between that drop of the penalty flag and the call. And at this rate, we're going to see Santa's sleigh across the sky before this game ends. And it's December 12th.
You're on fire right now.
Now, again, for all of these officials working these state championships, this is not a crew that got an opportunity to work as the same crew for a state title. So these officials are working together with each other for the first time. And here's the call.
2 live ball fouls on the play. Intentional grounding on Grimsley. Personal foul on Clayton. Those fouls offset. Replay 3rd down.
Offsetting penalties. Chadwick losing his voice.
Well, let's see here as Brandon goes back and throws this ball. Where's the personal foul?
Didn't see that. Maybe off screen.
It wasn't on Brandon because he didn't get touched.
Nope.
But the flag was back in that area. So is that the grounding? I don't know. As we play on.
3rd and goal. Here's Brandon with a little bit of room. More flags rain down. Brandon is planted at the 10.
Brandon scrambling to the 10-yard
A couple of flags are down back around the 20-yard line on the right side of that line of scrimmage.
This looks like a hold against Grimsley.
I mean, we cannot get through back-to-back plays without penalties in this 3rd quarter of the 7A title game. This resembles more a week 1 experience than a December 12th. This will go against the Whirlies. Again, were it not for that personal foul on Grimsley, they would have had, what, a 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. Then they got pushed back. Then more penalties. And this is still a goal to go. Clayton
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty.
will take the penalty.
Replay 3rd down.
And push the Whirlies back to the 26. I mean, if somehow the Comets can get out of here without the Whirlies scoring, still right in this game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's got to be the goal. If you're a defender right now, no points. So 2 more stops.
Oh, motion on that defensive line. The hard count and the bite by Stansel.
Stansel trying to get off the ball.
Approaching. on the defense. Still third down.
That's an easy call, but a smart play from Faison Brandon, getting back yards with the hard count. You see a little hand motion there, gets Stansel to jump.
Third and goal now from the 21. Brandon puts it on the ground. Micah Williams to the 15, sprints to the sideline, bumped out around the 10. That will bring up 4th and goal. Grimsley's field goal kicker, Chase Hulmantel, has not missed this year. He's 5 for 5, and he's coming on the field. So this will be a 27-yard attempt.
Darrell Brown looking to make this a 3-score game.
Five of 5 this year. His long is 33. This will be from 27.
They may have to call a timeout. They're missing a player.
And just runs onto the field. Play clock down to 2, and they will have to burn one. Jay, good call. Well, this masterpiece will take a timeout. 4:24 to go, third quarter of the 7A title game. Grimsley 21, Clayton 7. Field goal attempt for the Whirlies on the other side.
Every first day needs someone who believes in all the days that follow. First practice, first breakthrough, first business plan. A Legacy is proud to partner with Wake Forest University to believe in all of your starts. Because when someone is behind you, everything is in front of you.
Hey fans, reminder, if and when this game ever ends, stay tuned for the Legacy Federal Credit Union play of the game. A Legacy in Wake Forest, we believe. A 27-yard field goal attempt on the way for Grimsley to try and make this a 17-point game. Chase Hulmantel off of the left hash. 5 for 5 this year. Hold is down. The kick is hooked. Marker down, though. A penalty marker on the field. Of course there is.
Personal foul. Hurdling on the defense. Replay 4th down.
It's personal foul on Clayton for hurdling, but it will not create an automatic first down. Let's watch what the left side of your screen.
Yeah, over on the left side.
That's Ham. Jordan Ham, number 6. And now to the 5-yard line. The field goal crew will stay on the field. So this will be a 22-yard opportunity to make it 24-7. Snap, hold is good. And the kick is drilled through. 24-7. Chase Hulmantel a 22-yard field goal. Whirlies go up by 17.
And that was a key field goal, now a 3-score game. Darryl Brown in control right now, coming out here. After that first quarter, their offense has started to settle in, doing enough and taking advantage of some of the mistakes from Clayton. I'll tell you, the Comets have to regain things here on this drive. This drive has to result in points.
This game kicked off about, what, 8:10 or so? 2:20 in. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Who needs to go to church tomorrow, Jay? We'll still be airing this game. Scott Chadwick was telling the officials, hey, we saw the replays right up there, pointing to the other end of the video board where all these replays are being shown.
They feel like those calls didn't go their way, they were wrong, that they need to use that as motivation coming out here now, this kickoff return to kickstart things.
Original Grills kickoff. Elevate your grill game at Original Grills. 24/7 whirly, short kick, fair caught. The drive for the Comets will start just short of their own 30-yard line. 24/7, Worley's lead.
I think the message right now from Scott Chadwick is a motivating words of encouragement to his team right now to get him going and say, hey, listen, we still have time. We're down 17. We've got to get a touchdown here. Let's worry about ourselves right now. Let's not worry about the calls.
Aiden Smalls back in at quarterback for the Comets. Quick pass to the right side. Ruffin can't break free. Ruffin goes down, maybe lost a yard. Now see Barnes on the tackle for Grimsley.
Barnes, 6'3", 200 pounds on the outside in the secondary. Just a physical defender, getting off the block, making the tackle, and he has done that throughout this game tonight. I've been really impressed with the toughness that he shows when he's got to come up to make a hit.
Comets trying to regain some composure here. Smalls darts wide. Can't get in the corner, slowed down and pile driven back. Harris Dupree again on the pursuits. And it's 3rd and long for the Comets.
Well, out on the edges, this Grimsley defense is playing much better, not allowing Smalls to break contain. And look at Dupree coming over, as well as Barnes, making it difficult to get to the outside. Those running
to go on 3rd down.
Yeah, those running lanes that were there in the first quarter, in the first half, are dwindling now. That closing speed is really showing for the defense.
4 receivers across the formation on 3rd and 9. Smalls dancing a bit, forces one, and threw it behind his intended target around the 40-yard line. First real look at Parker Ferguson all game long, and that throw not close.
Ferguson going over the middle, trying to find an open area to operate. This Clayton offense is going to have to kick. As Smalls is reading the defense, has to climb the pocket. The pressure comes, and as Ferguson's going across, not able to sit there in the zone coverage.
Now Nate Lunger will punt it away. Battle is back for Grimsley. 2:45 remaining, 3rd quarter. And the Comets drawn to the sideline. Penalty marker down. Jay, I seem to remember you at halftime saying this was a clean game.
Delay of game.
I don't know what's happened here in the 3rd quarter.
I mean, it started with 3 turnovers in a span of about 6 plays.
Between the turnovers, we had stoppages with injuries, and then now it's been the penalties. There's been no flow at all.
There were, what, 3 penalties in the first half?
3.
So 10 in 9 and change of this 3rd quarter. Battle takes the punt, tries to return, and gets swarmed down. And more penalty markers are down. Another Worley is down for the moment. Did I say 10 penalties in this quarter? Now it's 11. And the Worley down in the field is Jaden Wardlaw. I mean, this is a fun game for these guys to play. It's a fun game for these coaches to coach. I don't think fun is anywhere in their top 10 of adjectives right now for any of these guys to field right now.
No, and it's been a tough third quarter. I mean, I'll tell you, for the players, the biggest thing is you just want to be able to go out there and play and not have stops. And, you know, some have been because of injuries, of course, and the turnovers, but the penalties. There's the push in the back. I mean, it's blatant.
And it's needless as well. It had no impact on the play. And again, when you talk about regaining your team composure, that is the example of what you're trying to avoid doing and stop doing.
And I think a couple factors, the penalties and both teams kind of playing against the way we've seen them play, but then the time in between the penalties, and that's been the tough part here. Is this hasn't been a return to action very quickly.
So Worley's football drive begins in Clayton territory after the penalty, and here's Michael Williams threading his way through, still driving the pile forward inside the 35, and the ball did come loose, but Williams was declared down.
Here on the ground, doesn't this Worley's offense look different than that first quarter, Patrick? They were struggling. -6 yards. When we showed the stats, it was -6 going into the second quarter. They now have 112 here deep into the third quarter. And I think it was Darryl Brown challenging them. They got beat up front in that first, and they really changed their course here. They've been much more physical.
All right, Stroud now in the backfield for the Worleys. He gets the call. Dragged down for a loss of 1. Blackwell on the tackle for the Comets.
For Clayton, down 17 points. But if you want to have any chance, you have to get a stop here. And if I'm a defender, I'm thinking turnover. I've got to get a spark. I've got to make a play to give the ball back to my offense.
Well, Faison Brandon taking his time. Play clock at 13. Second and 11. Penalty marker dropped again. Stops the play. And Blackwell is down. And that looked to be Brandon ready to take a deep shot.
They were going for it. And Jesse Tripp, their offensive coordinator.
Before the snap. False start on the offense. Still second down.
At moments when they've been running the ball and playing slow, they're trying to lull the defense into falling asleep, and they were looking off the play action to attack. And the play doesn't get off with the penalty, but that was their mindset. They were looking to be aggressive.
Blackwell walks to his sideline. Clock restarts, closing in on the final minute of the third quarter. Do we have real time on how long this third quarter has taken to play? Brandon, the give. Williams out of bounds around the 32. I mean, this is going to wind up being about a 53-minute real-time quarter. With injuries, penalties, long pauses before discussions and resolutions on penalties.
A new state championship record quarter.
That's a record I'm sure they don't have in the books.
I'm going to say that's the longest one that I've experienced. That's a PR for me. I'm sure for you too.
3rd down and 8. Brannon retreating. Buys some time. He can make this throw, but it is short. He was looking for Hudson Cooper right around the 15-yard line. And it's 4th down with 41 seconds left in the 3rd.
Well, this will be an interesting decision because you're in that territory. Is it worth punting? Too far for a field goal? You've got an excellent offense, and I think they'll stay out on the field to try to convert.
Yeah, Brandon's getting the play call. He's retreating to the huddle.
And Hudson Cooper has been the guy he's looked towards in 3rd and 4th down conversions, his top wide receiver tonight.
And he is at the bottom of your screen, number 10. 4th and 8. Brannon, time again, over the middle and overshoots his receiver. And they will turn it over to the Clayton Comets. Comets get the football back, trailing by 17 with 36 seconds left in the 3rd.
That defense did their job. They pieced together a strong defensive drive. And now give the ball back to their offense. Still a long ways to go. Grimsley firmly in control of this ball game. But a nice job in the secondary, in coverage, making it difficult for Brandon to find an open wide receiver.
This is a 14-7 lead at halftime for the Whirlies. They broke the tie with about 37 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. And they've tacked on 10 more here in the 3rd. Aiden Smalls trying to light a fuse. Low snap, pitches it away at the last second. Noah Smith. For about 2.
This Grimsley defense doing a much better job stopping the run. The lanes just have not been there as this game is worn on. And Clayton's strength is running the ball, and right now they're going to have to start throwing the ball more here in the 4th quarter.
And the Comets have no interest in running one more play in this 3rd quarter. A forgettable 3rd quarter it was for the Comets. They gave up 10 more, and they have 1 more quarter to try and recover. After 3 in the 7A title game, Grimsley leading the Clayton Comets 24-7.
Robert, go for more.
Hey! Hurt the car wreck? Don't go up against the insurance company alone. Let the heavy hitters do it for you. Call 800-LAW-0804 and we'll go after all the money they should be paying you. Stay out of the courtroom and get into the end zone.
Call the heavy hitters, who are attorneys Tatum and Atkinson.
Call the heavy hitters, they'll work to get you more. 1-800-LAW-0804.
Have you been quoted for trench drain system to fix water intrusion? Before you compromise your foundation, talk to Foundation Solutions. We provide a more efficient, more cost-effective way to keep your basement dry. With 30 years of experience in Western North Carolina, we bring guaranteed work, financing options, and real peace of mind. Visit foundationswnc.com or call 828-768-2208.
Welcome back to Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. 4th quarter about to begin with Grimsley 12 minutes away from a repeat state title. Jay, the 3rd quarter stats. The one stat that's not on there, 55 minutes to play the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it was a long 3rd quarter, and the difference is the 3 turnovers against 1 It's a +2 for Grimsley, and then their ability to run the football here in the second and third quarters.
Right, Clayton football, Terrace, Hobbs improvising. And Hobbs out to about the 39-yard line. 24-7 Worley's lead.
Hobbs averages over 10 yards per carry. Just a miscommunication in the backfield. He does get to the outside to pick up positive yards. But here, third, about 3. You've got 2 downs to pick up these 3 yards.
Just a bizarre looking play coming out of the timeout. Third and a long 2. Dalton goes in motion. Smalls breaks free to the right side, gets the corner. There goes Aiden Smalls for the Clayton Comets, heading toward the end zone, tiptoes his way in. Touchdown, Clayton. There's the ignition for the Comets from 58 yards. Aiden Smalls lifting the Comets into a fourth quarter contest here with Grimsley. They're back in it.
And he's just natural at creating the big play and getting to the outside. Grimsley did not hold contained, and he will hurt you if he can get to the outside, and it's a foot race. And now Clayton starts off the fourth quarter with the big play, and they're giving themselves a chance. Still a long ways to go, but they needed a quick score there and to gain some momentum over on their sidelines.
Smalls gets it down. The extra point is through. And it is 24-14. Grimsley leading Clayton. Aiden Smalls heading to NC State. A 58-yard run to resuscitate the Comets in the 7A title game.
Storms can come up fast, and your roof is your home's first line of defense. Tip Top Roofing is fully licensed, insured, and trusted by homeowners, HOAs, and real estate professionals. From the smallest repairs to the largest residential replacements, we handle it all, including gutters and siding. As a CertainTeed Select Shingle Master, we offer up to 25 years of workmanship coverage and a lifetime materials warranty. Ask about our senior and veteran discounts and schedule your free inspection today at tiptoproofing.net.
Tonight's high-end zone views of the game are compliments of Cook Rentals. Now in 5 locations across North Carolina. Cook Rentals, renting the smart way to get things done.
Officially a 61-yard touchdown run by Clayton quarterback Aiden Smalls. 24-14, Worley's up by 10, but the Comets suddenly feeling like they do have a fourth quarter chance here in the title game.
Yeah, and coming out here, they've got to get a defensive stop in order to give themselves more momentum. And Grimsley hasn't shown any slowdown as far as running the ball, but Scott Chadwick called a great play there, getting Smalls outside of the pocket, using his legs. And now here in the fourth quarter, 10-point ball game. Clayton needs a defensive stop here again. This running game has really taken off here.
And here's the kick. Skids on one, bounce to the Worleys. One of the up men returning past the 35-yard line. So Aiden Smalls has now rushed for 148 yards on 16 carries, 2 scores. Madison has more.
As I walked over to the Clayton sideline at the start of that drive, and it was radio silent, but now life has been revived into the comments, and it's plays like that. When he's able to run, that Coach Chadwick says that Aiden Smalls is the best athlete on the field any given Friday night.
And there he is, trying to stay warm and stay loose, hoping that there's a memorable fourth quarter for the Comets. On first down, Jordan Davis with a penalty marker thrown in toward the line of scrimmage. Davis to about the 43-yard line, right into the Clayton sideline. You've seen this is the 16th penalty of the game, 3 combined at halftime.
This looks like it's in the area of a hold.
Grimsley back. There's a look at Stansel. We saw him a couple of possessions ago kind of pull it at the side of his jersey because it had ripped, and Stansel has now switched from 8 to 59. I don't know if that was done as a request of the officials or the Clayton sideline, but Stansel on the field wearing 59. And there's a pass by Brandon coming back to the catch. It's made by Cato, and he'll lunge toward the 45-yard line. That will be a hair short of the first down.
Cato running a great route as he's getting up slowly.
And now another flag comes in. A Clayton Comet slow to his feet as well. We saw Cato hobble to the sideline earlier in this half. And Cato is once again being called to the sideline for the Whirlies. And he circles his way back. Being embraced by one of his teammates, kind of consoled, more like it. Cato willed apart after a pep talk from one of his teammates. And before the call is made, another discussion with Darryl Brown. I've seen this movie before. This half has the rhythm of driving through an apartment complex littered with speed bumps. You're going 30, then you're going 1, and you feel the gyrations of the car in your back.
You need to get in a combat.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Grimsley. 15-yard penalty.
And a walk-off against Grimsley. And we'll take a look at what netted the flag here. It's going on one of their linemen. That's Neil Johnson, the center, number 62, had a word with that official.
Correction, the down counts. It's third down.
So it's a dead ball post-play penalty, so the down will count. And it is now third down for the Whirlies. This is just a 10-point game.
Another stop. Clayton's trying to use this break to get their crowd going.
(24-14) Grimsley. A couple of comments talking with a couple of Whirlies right around the 30-yard line. Quarterbacks and receivers. Ball marked back in the 29. And now ready to resume. Third down and 16 for the Whirlies. Brandon will give it, and Williams undercuts. Tackle made by Mason Buckland, number 44. And the Comets will face a Whirlies punt.
This is a big stop. Buckland comes up to make the tackle. 4th and long, and they're going to have to kick it. There's the junior linebacker. As he made that play, looked over to the side and his crowd to get everybody involved and get the ball back here inside of 10 minutes. Plenty of time to try to continue their comeback.
It's the second punt of the game, and it's blocked. Blocked by the Comets. And Clayton is going to get awesome field position.
Keyshawn Stansel, now number 59, in disguise. Number 8 earlier in the game, comes through to make the play on special teams.
And no penalties on that play.
And And look at him just shoot through, beating the block up front. You've got to put a body on him to slow him down. Otherwise, he's going to break through.
Got it with the right arm, right in front of Hilmantel.
And for all the mistakes they made that third quarter, the penalties, the turnovers, they've got a chance. And you do it on special teams, you have a big play on offense, you're right back in this ballgame.
After the block punt from the 38-yard line, Smalls looking down the field, now has to dance away. A pump fake to the sideline, he races and out of bounds at the 30.
Scott Chadwick, the play caller for Clayton, was looking for it all. He was being aggressive. The secondary coverage was there. There's Scott Chadwick right there, giving instructions to Smalls in this offense. He was going towards the end zone, but with a quarterback like Smalls, if it's not there, he's got the green light to take off and improvise.
2nd and 2. Smalls on the keeper. Looks for a little gap. He'll pick up the first down. An easy 5 for Aiden Smalls. I say easy on the 5 yards, but nothing easy about Smalls trying to get to his feet. Helped up by his teammates, but he's nicked up.
The clock started, so the play clock 22 seconds right now as Smalls on the replay here, zigging outside, cutting back inside, and just a hard fall from the defensive lineman on top.
Yeah, I mean, that's 550 pounds landing on your back. And it's 30 degrees on the field. Smalls stays in there. First down from the 25. Gets the play off. Hand off. Hobbs. Hobbs with a marker down. Takes it to the 15. And this might be coming back as well.
Hobbs hurt earlier on in this season, and gaining his health has been important tonight, starting to get more touches, but this is going to be a hold.
Hobbs picked up 10. 8:47 remains in regulation. 24-14 Grimsley. Carson Jones was up there chatting with Scott Chadwick. Smalls again nicked up the previous play. This might be an opportunity on now a 1st and 20 situation. Maybe it's the right time to deploy Jones back onto the field here. And Jones does indeed come onto the field for the Clayton Comets.
Smalls gets gloves as he's out at wide receiver and up at the top of the screen right on the 35-yard line.
1st and 20. Jones, time to throw, loads it up, left side, no. Threw it behind River Fiore. Just rushed it a bit.
For Fiore, the tight end, going to NC Central next year, was trying to slip out of the backfield. There was an open area in the zone coverage.
2nd and 20.
Smalls takes off his gloves when he moves back to quarterback.
Now it's Smalls back as the QB. Hobbs sprints to the right. Fake his way, a little slip, and now Smalls in deep trouble. Down he goes, back at the 45-yard line. Bostic and Wardlow combine on the sack. And another big loss for the Comets.
Here comes the pressure. This defense fighting through and making it difficult as it just collapses on Smalls. There's nowhere to go. That is good team defense. Everybody staying in their lane, not getting out of alignment, and playing complementary football, getting after the quarterback.
3rd and 25. Now again, it's a 10-point game. If the Comets can get into field goal territory and put one through, cut it to 7. Big moment. Smalls looking for some space, throws on the run. It got through and deflected off a set of fingertips out of bounds. Dangerous throw, though. We saw Grimsley quarterback cut right in front of it. Makai Yan, who had that pick 6 earlier. He made the hard break and was right in front of that pass. But whiffed on it, and it got right through off of the fingertips of Austin Dalton.
2 wide receivers in close proximity there, allowing the defenders to be there as well. This is the right call. As much as you want to try to go for it here, you have to punt. You have timeouts to try to pin Grimsley back.
And Clayton a little bit late, getting one more player on the field. Play clock is down to 2, and they just got it off. Lunger, the approach. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 14-yard line by Grimsley. 7:27 remains. Grimsley just defended that 10-point lead. They get it back midway through the 4th for the 7A title. (24-14) Grimsley in the 7A title game, trying to defend 10-point lead on the Clayton Comets. This has not been a masterpiece in this second half, Jay. I wouldn't say it's been terribly entertaining either, but there still is a state title at stake. And Clayton got the big run from Aiden Smalls a couple of possessions ago. They got the ball back after a stop, could not score. So the lead remains 10 for the Whirlies. And the drive for Grimsley will start at Grimsley's 14-yard line. Haven't seen a lot from the Grimsley offense, though, the last 2 or 3 possessions. Brandon races to the right side, can't turn the corner, out of the 20.
I agree with the thought process from Darryl Brown, his offensive staff. Jesse Tripp, the offensive coordinator. I think this is where you allow Faison Brandon to run the football. He was good in that first half with the ball in his hands, and now you want to use this clock, wind this game down, and your best ball player, throwing the ball, of course, but also running the ball here tonight. You want him to take control of this game.
Picked up 6 on first down. Again, a reminder, Stancil is out there wearing 59 after a ripped jersey earlier in this 4th quarter. Pass made in the seam. And that'll be a first down for the Whirlies. Ryan Battle will move the chains for the Whirlies.
You pick up the first down. Nice quick pass to the outside with Battle getting separation. Not only do you continue this drive, but you do not allow Clayton to gain any momentum. You don't give up a 3-and-out. Your offense stays on the field, and now they are taking their time, letting the play clock wind down.
First catch of the game for Battle, and a first down. Handoff Micah Williams. Corkscrews past the 40. Let's go downstairs to Madison.
Well, guys, the fact that Faison Brandon is on the field right now, Coach Darryl says that speaks to who he is as a person. He was injured earlier in the season, and Coach said it would have been easier for him to just hang up his cleats and be done for the season. He's won a state championship. He's committed to Tennessee. He's accomplished it all, but he wanted to come back, and he wanted to finish it with his brothers, wanted to end it on the field with the people he started with, guys.
Yeah, players want to play. Yeah. Hard to keep off the field.
When he was out with injury, the players still looked to him for leadership, and he was a mentor for his teammates, and coming out here, and there's nothing better than high school football. He's going to have an opportunity to be a star in college, and I think beyond that, potentially at the next level of the NFL. But there is nothing better than right here what he's doing with his teammates at Grimsley.
Yet again, he's going to be enrolling in Knoxville, University of Tennessee, in just a couple of weeks early in January. He's going to get a real shot to compete for that starting job, maybe even for next fall. That's how high his ceiling is. And when he was out this year for the Whirlies, freshman Brody Lowe, freshman, threw for 2,200 yards, completed 74% of passes as part of this undefeated season for the Whirlies. So he's next. Brandon takes the low snap. Williams straight up the middle to midfield. Will be about a yard short.
This is where you win ball games, taking control, running the football when your opponent knows you're going to keep the ball on the ground and picking up positive yards. And this isn't a huge gain. They're just continuing to move the chain, staying consistent, setting up for a 3rd and short.
the center for the Whirlies picked up the football, moved it about 2 feet forward, which would have been right in line with the first down marker. And then when the officials came in and very authoritatively picked up the ball, moved it back right on the 50-yard line, said, leave that ball there. And a timeout taken with 4:38 to go. Neil Johnson, future magician. Let's take one more look at Neil Johnson's efforts.
Game within the game.
All right, well, there's the ball. It's spotted right on the 50, but it's now about 2 feet forward. Watch the official come in now, pick up the ball and say, no, Neil, it doesn't go there. It's right there. Leave the ball there. And then the ensuing timeout.
Well, I admire him trying.
My son does the same thing with the vegetables he doesn't want to eat on his plate. Now, perhaps we don't have the video on the front side. It might have been misspotted, and that might have been. Let's take a look. Let's go a little bit prior to that and see where the lineman spotted the football. This might not have been on Neil Johnson's watch. Yeah, the spot is wrong right there. So not the fault of Neil Johnson. Entertaining nonetheless. And now it looks like the football has been moved a little bit further back inside the 50-yard line. Comets have 3 timeouts left. And should Grimsley pick up this first down, we'll probably start burning through them. 3rd and 1, and there is the first down and a little bit more for the Whirlies. Micah Williams like a flash up the middle for the first down.
To begin this drive, Clayton's defense was motivated, try to get the ball back, a 3 and out. Now 2 first downs have been picked up. Time is wearing down. 3rd and short. The Whirlies still find a way to pick up yards to continue and set up a 1st and 10, and Clayton will have to start thinking about using their timeouts.
Tatum and Atkinson first down, brought to you by Tatum and Atkinson, the heavy hitters. Williams again, not much, trying the right. And looking to the Clayton sideline. And will the Comets take a timeout here? They have not yet signaled for one. Now, it's funny, you've used the phrase find a way a couple of times today. That's been the late season battle cry for the Grimsley Whirlies. They didn't win through the postseason easily every single week. They had to kind of sneak through, made some big plays late. Got past Weddington last week, 13-7. This has not been a work of art, this contest tonight on either side. But the Whirlies are finding a way. They said last week after their win against Weddington, we didn't come this far to come this far. And Micah Williams again blasting through toward the 37-yard line. It'll be about a yard short of a first down.
They've had that whatever it takes mentality. And right now, it's ball control, it's winning up front, and physical, tough running. And they're succeeding. And this is a group in the state championship last season. They've been through so much together. They've dealt with injuries. They've found ways to win. Guys have gone back healthy, new lineup, and they're still continuing on their track to reach their goal.
3rd and 1. 2.5 to go in the 4th quarter. Markers down again. And if this is on Clayton, it will be an automatic first down. And it's going to go against the Comets. I mean, nobody is going to remember 30 years from now for the Whirlies that they colored outside of the lines in this 7A championship game. All they will remember and all they will recount is that they won another state championship back-to-back years. It is the memories of the jagged 3rd quarter with the injuries, the penalties, the long delays. Those will fade with time.
Coach on the defense.
You see the offside call against the Clayton Comets. But what will not fade from the memory banks is the fact that we have 2 rings back-to-back in 2024 and 2025. They're 2.5 minutes away. It's a first down for the Whirlies after the penalty. Clayton holding on to its timeouts for the moment. 2-score game, 2:08 and counting. Faison Brannon, the handoff one more time to Williams. Churns up a couple more yards, burns off some more time. The Comets will take a timeout. So with 1:59 remaining, Grimsley leading 24-14. Time for us to get to our Affordable Dentures Player of the Game. Brought to you by Affordable Dentures and Implants, Jay.
He's looked good throwing the football, but Faison Brandon has excelled tonight on the ground. Darryl Brown has put the ball in his hands. He's come through. That's what really opened up the offense. Starting in the 2nd quarter was his running ability. The offensive line started to get into a groove, but it was the decision to let him take over, and he excelled with his decision making, and really here in the 2nd half has been able to stretch out this lead, and they've looked composed. They played with rhythm, and it's going to lead themselves to a state championship.
8 of 17 through the air for 126, 1 touchdown. He's run for 65 yards on 12 carries with another touchdown. And he's winding down a legendary career for the Grimsley Whirlies. He's going to wind up about 75 yards short of 6,000 career passing yards, 72 touchdowns, and only 6 picks for Faison Brandon as he winds down his career for Grimsley. 2nd and 6, 2 timeouts left for Clayton. And on the ground one more time, Micah Williams for another couple of yards. And Clayton will take another timeout with 1:52 left. They have 1 remaining. And now let's get to our Legacy Federal Credit Union play of the game, brought to you by Legacy Federal Credit Union. Legacy in Wake Forest, we believe. The big pick 6 for the Whirlies earlier in the contest.
Lakai Yano is sitting in the middle of the field, coming up from his safety position, read the eyes of Smalls, and this is the play that really changed the course of this ball game. A 38-yard interception return for a touchdown, and this catapulted Grimsley ahead, and they didn't look back.
That was at the tail end of a 3-turnover sequence by Grimsley and Clayton within about 6 or 7 plays early in the 3rd quarter. That made it 21-7. And this game is now just past 3 hours. You're not watching a replay, Jay. We're live. There's the clock.
Timing us.
It's not lying.
It'd be a little bit different if it was warmer. This game's wearing on. I'm feeling my toes less and less.
I can't feel my ankles.
And most people at home probably think we're in a warm, air-conditioned booth. We're right here in the wild.
Now we're up on fifth level. Windows have been open for the last 48 hours here to accommodate some of the wireless frequencies we need.
I'm wearing about 4 layers, trying to stay warm.
Here's Williams on third down, driven back. And timeout called one more time by the Comets. This will be their last. It will be fourth down and a couple of yards. So that's the last timeout the Comets have. 24-14 Grimsley. If you're the Whirlies, offense on the field, give it back to Williams, try and pick it up and run it out.
Yeah, I would just give the ball to Brandon or Williams. I would use the zone read and give the ball to Brandon. Let him try to get to the outside, but I would not try to kick a field goal here. Nothing other than a running play.
Yeah, they can feel their ankles. They can feel their toes. And it's colder where they are than where we are.
They're tougher than me.
And Whirly fans ready to celebrate. We're in their 5th ever title game. They beat Cardinal Gibbons for the title in 2020/2021. And they beat Rollsville last year for the 4A title. Now they lost in 2022 to New Bern, but that New Bern win was then vacated later. And their first appearance for a title came back in 2005 with a shutout loss against Rose. So this would be Grimsley's 3rd school title. And again, the school traced back to 1899, one of the oldest in the state. It started as Greensboro High School, then became Greensboro Central, and then became Greensboro Senior before it became Grimsley in 1962.
You see Cedric Simmons, that defensive line group with the view, trying to get a stop here on 4th down.
Well, the first down here by Grimsley absolutely ends it. If Clayton gets a stop, they get the football back, but still would need nothing short of a miracle. And they misspot the football for a second time. They move it back about 3/4 of a yard, so now we'll call it 4th down and about 2.5. Brandon has it. He'll toss, and it's incomplete. Looking for DJ Howerton, and Clayton will get the football back with 1:42 to go.
They're trying to sneak this into Howerton, who signed with Rutgers. They're looking to him on a pop pass. Clayton defending it. They get the ball back.
You could almost make a case like it might have been for Williams as well, and Williams just kind of stopped short. So Clayton gets the football back, no timeouts. They need 2 scores, but have 1:42 to go. Stranger things have happened. If Smalls can break off the big long run as we saw earlier this quarter, who knows? He'll throw underneath, grabbed by Fiore, and Fiore to about the 34-yard line, right at the sticks. If it's a first down, the clock will stop, and they will move the chains. So 8 seconds off the clock on that play, 10-yard pickup. Smalls, quick drop, sprints out to his right, now buys some time. He will run ahead and take it out of bounds. Smalls out at the 41. 1:26 left. And he's hobbling a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, he's played hard tonight. A lot of big hits.
Second down from the 41. Rushing 4, Smalls Throws across the middle, tipped and caught by Fiore at the 40-yard line. It's off the fingertips of Parker Ferguson, and Fiore behind him was aware and brought it home.
A strong throw from Smalls, gets outside, throws it, and the ball just bounces around. Lucky hop there into Fiore's arm.
And that pass was intended for Fiore the whole time. Ferguson kind of got in the way of it. But a positive deflection. First down, Clayton at the 40-yard line. Smalls looking, swiveling. He'll throw deep down the middle, and that is caught at the 25-yard line. That'll stop the clock as well as Austin Dalton makes the reception.
Well, the thought process is a touchdown, an onside kick, give ourselves a chance. And Grimsley only rushing 3, so plenty of time for Smalls. The O-line protecting. The wide receivers are getting open in the coverage.
45 seconds and counting. Clayton down 10. Smalls escaping. Looking downfield, has a man, finds Campbell at the 10-yard line, and Campbell's down to the 5.
Joe Rigsby, the defensive coordinator, says enough is enough. He rushes 5 on that last play, forces Smalls out of the pocket, but he keeps his eyes up and throws against his body, and now they're at the 5.
And they need to hustle. They're out of timeouts. The clock is running. It's 1st and goal. Smalls has to get a play going. They've just wasted about 15 seconds. Smalls has to get this to the end zone. To the right, still on the move. Precious time evaporating. A jump ball to the end zone. Tipped down. Incomplete. I mean, if Clayton had any concerns about what play they wanted to call, I mean, clock the football and save yourself 20 seconds or so. But instead, it continued to run down, and now only 10 seconds remains. So even if you score, Jay, you recover an onside kick, you might have a 50-yard shot to the end zone.
Tight timeline.
Timeout, Grimsley. (24-14). Comets never say die. They will look back at that train wreck of the 3rd quarter. One last set of comments with his team.
And here for Clayton, cannot take a sack. I think it's got to be a quick passing play, a slant. You've got to score here in order to give yourself time for what potentially would be the extra point onside kick and then one more play.
A real lost opportunity, though. I mean, 20 seconds matters in a situation like this. This has to get into the end zone, and it has to be 6. Smalls throws too high, incomplete. Looking for Campbell. 5 seconds left, and that is about all she wrote. 3rd and goal. Down by 10. And the math doesn't quite work anymore for Clayton.
Grimsley just trying to hold on. And the Comets out of the end zone.
Smalls in what will likely be the final play of the 7A title game. A pump fake toward the pylon and stretches, and he is short. And the Grimsley Whirlies have defended. The 4A champs a year ago. They take down the NCHSAA 7A title in 2025 with a 10-point win over the Clayton Comets. And Faison Brannon departs back-to-back state champion on his way to Tennessee.
And that was a great effort from Smalls. Kosi Barnes comes up to make the tackle. And a fantastic season for Grimsley. Undefeated repeating as a state champion, defending their title. And what a matchup tonight. Clayton fought that third quarter uneven for both teams, but here in the fourth quarter, as Clayton tried to come back, gave themselves an opportunity, Grimsley held on to their lead and closed out this ballgame.
So the Whirlies will close it out 15-0. Back-to-back state champions. 24-14 win over the Clayton Comets. It doesn't have to be pretty. Find a way. That's been the mantra for the Whirlies, particularly through the postseason run through Escobar, Jack Britt, Reagan, Weddington. And now they take down the Clayton Comets in the championship. And there's a somewhat acrimonious conversation between Daryl Brown and a representative of the Clayton Comets. It's still ongoing right now. And Daryl Brown doesn't want to hear anything else about it. And even security officials are down there, just in case. Bit of a tarnish on the state championship celebration here as the handshake line begins and calmer words are being expressed at this stage. And our Madison Little is waiting to grab a word with Daryl Brown on what is a huge night to celebrate for the Grimsley Whirlies, but diluted a bit. 24-14, Grimsley over the Clayton Comets. And Daryl Brown is just trying to make sure that he has his team in order. And now a handshake with some Clayton representatives by Daryl Brown. What do you read here, Jay?
Well, I mean, state championship on the line. This is a competitive ball club on both sides and competitive nature down on the field. And, sometimes there's going to be disagreements with both teams. And guys want it so bad. And Clayton, what a year from Scott Chadwick, what his team was able to accomplish, what they did for the Clayton community to get here and give themselves a chance here late in the fourth quarter. And I know they're disappointed, but they're going to use this as motivation moving forward. So many great returners that will be back next year. And for Grimsley, repeating as state champions, they reached their goal. And congratulations to the Whirlies. And there's Daryl Brown getting everybody together to make sure they're all on the same page as they receive their trophy.
And Madison Little standing by once Daryl Brown finishes this conversation with his state champs. And again, they have the Clayton Comets further on the other side of the field. Grimsley is on its side of the field, separated by about 20 or 25 yards. Again, this has been a very physical, very intense contest. A lot of penalties and a lot at stake. And now the celebration begins for the Whirlies. And our Madison Little has the Grimsley head coach of the champion Whirlies, Daryl Brown.
Well, Coach, you said earlier this week we didn't come this far to come this far. Why was this group able to go all the way?
Well, it's just been a long grind, and tonight was no different. A really tough game. Both teams played hard, and we just, continued to find a way. We had a bunch of guys fighting through some things, and but our guys just continued to, fight and find a way. So I'm really proud of them for that.
And back-to-back state championships, what does that mean to this program?
Well, it's just says a lot about our staff and our program, just about how they approach every single day, and just their mindset and their mentality year-round, not just in a season. And that they work extremely hard, and they just continue to push every day. So it's just a special group.
Well, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
All right, Daryl Brown and the Grimsley Whirlies, back-to-back state champs. They take down the 7A title over the Clayton Comets 24-14. Trophy presentation on the other side. 7A state title in the books. Grimsley repeats 4A champs last year, 7A champions in 2025. 24-14 win over the Clayton Comets. Patrick Kenan, Jay Sohnhalter, Madison Little down in the field. And now the individual awards are being handed out after the state championship trophy already given to the Grimsley Whirlies.
And Patrick, this first quarter was not their best, but they made adjustments and stayed patient, and that's what resulted in them turning this game around and winning the state title. It was them staying with the fight and finding a way.
And now the most valuable player is going to be the quarterback of the Grimsley Whirlies. Faison Brandon, there he is. In his final game, he'll be in Knoxville on Rocky Top in about a month, and vying for the starting quarterback job for the Tennessee Volunteers next fall. Throws for 126, runs for 65 more. Was calm and poised most of the night, and he will end as a legend in Whirlies football lore.
Yeah, one of the best, and it's meant so much to this program, and another state championship for him. He fought through injuries this year, and Darryl Brown talked about the injuries, things that didn't go their way this year. It wasn't easy, but they kept grinding, they kept fighting, and that's a testament to all athletes out there. Just continue to keep your head down, go to work, and good things will happen. And for Brandon in this ball game, that running is what really changed the course of this ball game, giving him opportunities to use his legs. And then they just took over from that second quarter on. Again, -6 at the end of the first quarter rushing, and that turned into 126 yards on the ground. And this was a big outburst by this offensive line.
Whirlies go back-to-back. Darryl Brown claims a second straight state title for the Grimsley Whirlies. Well, this is the final game that you and myself and Madison Little, final football game we will call this year. It's been a great honor. Always great to run through the regular season with you and then through the postseason. Jay, we'll see you for basketball season in a little more than a month.
It's been a great year and so much fun to cover these athletes, coaches, communities, and all the families we get to meet. It's been an honor. We have the best crew. Thank you to everybody that works on these broadcasts, and it's been an awesome year. Congratulations to Grimsley and Clayton.
All right, 4 more state championship games tomorrow across 2 different venues in Durham and at Lenore-Rhine. So check your local listings on your Sinclair stations for those contests tomorrow. We all would like to take a minute to thank the great folks at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and our broadcast sponsor partners: Affordable Dentures and Implants, Foundation Solutions, Tip Top Roofing, Air Experts, Tatum and Atkinson, Original Grills, a Legacy Federal Credit Union, and Ingalls Markets. All these sponsor partners, through their contributions to the program, make these championship games possible for all of our viewers at home. Final score from Kenan Stadium, 24-14, Grimsley over Clayton. 4A championship tomorrow, Reedsville and Brevard at 11 a.m. tomorrow. That is the first of 4 championships across your Saturday. Good night from Kenan Stadium. Grimsley coming back home, back-to-back state champs.